apologize. I apologize for the rumbling noise behind me. It is my kettle. I really wanted to boil water for tea, and the water that I had was like not hot enough, so we're boiling it as we go. How's everyone doing? I have a bunch of snackies with me today, so I'm excited. Hope you guys have good snackies. Look at these weird ones that I found at the Chinese supermarket. They're dates, but they're like super crunchy and juicy, and they were so expensive. One bag of them cost me like $16 or something. It was wild. Buying expensive produce always feels so wild. My $16 bag of dates and my I think it was like a $10 bag of sweet potatoes today. CCS! Happy 25 months! Thank you for the resub. The fake AI drinks tea and boils water! What was it? We should all LARP as AI. Like, I'm gonna drink a bunch of tea and then, like, answer questions poorly. You just lost a run on marathon. What's that, Mailman? What is marathon? Your kettle sounds like a fan. I guess it does kind of have a hum to it. The creepiest thing it does, I guess you guys probably can't tell from the light. Wait, no, you can see from here a little in the reflection. Do you see the flickering? It flickers my grow lights when it's close to boiling. Which to me is like, why does it do that? Only my grow lights. Like, my desk lamp is fine. My PC seems fine. We're all on the same circuit. But only my grow lights flicker. Like, why is it doing that? It's terrifying. Yes, this is your AI slot bores me. I had a different stream originally planned for today, and then I just kept seeing freaking hilarious screenshots from your AI slot bores me. So I was like, why don't we just do a sweatshop session together where we all LARP as AI for a while? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a fun thing that I want to participate in to some extent. So seemed like a fun short stream concept. Let's dive right in. Absolutely. Let's dive right in. Your house will catch on fire, Ying. Believe me, I am a specialist. For boiling water and flickering my grow lights, my house will catch on fire. You know what? I can't argue with that logic. That makes perfect sense to me. I tried LARPing as an AI and the timer scares me. I know, that's the thing that I was like most afraid of also was the timer. Okay, my water has boiled. I did an airport run for my parents today because they're flying out. So I had this on me. Oh my god, did I not empty it out properly? That means it's probably oversteeped a little bit. That's my bad. But that's why I'm using a travel steeper today. And then as I dropped my mom off at the airport, she was like, oh, by the way, I like never cleaned out my tea setup, so make sure you go back and do that. And I was like, I don't live in your house anymore. I'm gonna have to especially go home to your house to clean your tea setup that you could have cleaned while you were waiting for me to pick you up today. Like, I was so confused. I was like, did you leave it because it was still steepable and you wanted me to steep it more? She was like, no, it just needs to be cleaned up. And I was like, you cleaned everything else in the kitchen, but you left your tea set? I was just so confused. Anyway, it's fine. It all works out. I have a travel steeper, so I got to have some tea on the way to the airport, but mostly my mom drank it. This is Dongfang Meiren, also known in English for some reason, unfortunately, as Oriental Beauty. I prefer Eastern Beauty, which is a more literal translation of Dongfang Meiren. But it is literally, Meiren is like beautiful person, right? So Eastern Beauty. Dongfang just means Eastern. So that's what we're having today. It's from my tea club. Very aggressively fragrant, if you're curious. That was my AI response to you? Wait, huh? To what? Your tweet was why I finally used it because I was afraid to even interact because in case it was still AI. I mean, I was like, what are all these screenshots people are posting recently? Is this like a new AI chatbot? And then I noticed the AI had quotes around it. And I was like, so it's not AI? And then I just went to check it out and it was not. I mean, you guys will see what I mean. Yep. Pretty name, but also oof, indeed. Look, I'm so healthy, guys. My snacks are oranges from my parents' tree and then these weird expensive dates. Wait, do you guys want to hear how crunchy they are? I was actually so stunned. Okay, I'm gonna get real close to the mic. Like, since one has a date sounded like that? Like it's an apple? Why does it sound like that? Why is it so crunchy? Even fresh dates are usually not this crunchy. I've had fresh dates plenty of times in my life. These are weird. I don't know why they're like this. Anyway, can't wait to see this, chats. I'm glad you are excited. I, for one, am actually a little apprehensive because of the timer. Okay, let me show you guys what it looks like. Where is it? Oh, did I not set up the window capture properly? My bad. 1 second. Okay. Let's actually do it this way. Oops. Where is my window capture? There it is. Let me just be a little shorter. Oh, that's not working at all. Anyways, if you haven't seen this website yet, it's literally youraislotboresme.com. And my stream title is precisely accurate. You LARP as an AI on this website. You can submit prompts. I actually haven't tested this out yet, but I know how it works. I've just seen so many screenshots and people talking about it. So you can either submit a prompt, or as many prompts as you want, I guess. Or you can LARP as an AI and it just like gives you a prompt. It eventually, there's like a queue basically that you get added into, and then you get a minute to respond. Because I guess the point is that you're supposed to have kind of a live experience. Like it feels like you're, oh shit. Yeah, so that's draw your favorite scene from any movie is like a prompt that a human submitted. And now we have the opportunity, this is the timer, about I think 70 seconds to do that. But the timer freaks me out. So I was like, we'll just do it on stream and see what happens. If it's too stressful, then I'll stop. That's fine. Yeah, not .com. It's .me. Your AI slot bores me. Bores.me. Yep. I've tried it. You need credits to ask as a human. That makes sense. You gotta earn credits. That makes perfect sense. You gotta LARP to get creds. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. A functioning society. The 1 minute drawing challenge is not so different from doing like Gartic phone, right? In a way. So I can't be witty that quickly. I think that's kind of the point, is like some people come up with really funny things off the cuff and the rest of us are just kind of doing our best. I am not the kind of person who's very witty off the cuff, and that's okay. We're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna do, exactly, we're gonna do some AI mutual aid, Kaya. LARP to get creds. That's just a job. Exactly, mailman. That's the whole, that's why we're LARPing. Being part of the LARPing is LARPing that you have a job, which is especially funny as an unemployed human being currently. I think you're quite witty, Ying. But you like the wittiness of chat. Yeah. I would agree with that. But I'm not like snappy rejoinder witty. Does that make sense? Like I'm not an improv comedian. I also think that in the grand scheme of like human wittiness, I'm very, very, very close to the average. I think I have a good sense of humor, but that doesn't make me a good sort of like joke cracker. Okay. I think we boiled water, we've expended energy, and now we have to earn our credit. So I guess I'm just gonna go for it, guys. Oh man. Chat has the advantage of being a hive mind. That's fair. That's actually a very fair evaluation. Okay, so I guess we have to LARP to earn credits. You ran out of time. Get quantized. Another one. Yeah. Okay. Here goes nothing. This is my first time. I like intentionally didn't try it off stream at all. From a human. I don't know. If I were an AI and someone said, I don't know, to me, what would I respond? You won't be placed back in the queue and will receive the next available prompt if you skip quickly. Oh, I can just skip. I see. Oh. Oh, but I didn't skip quickly, so I got put back in the queue? You have 60 seconds to fulfill a request before Sam Altman. I couldn't even finish reading that. What is your fave style? Of? Style of? Style of what? Style of what? I would say you are a fine joke cracker. I think I'm a very average joke cracker, like in that sense that like in a conversation with my friends, I'm sure I can say the right thing at the right time because I've been training all my life to do that. But that's it. Before Sam Altman burns your H100. What is that? What is this reference that I'm not understanding? Do you guys know? 3178 AIs waiting overall. I really wonder what the service cost of this is, like to run it. Draw what the dog doing. What the dog doing? What is the dog doing? I got a prompt in French. I don't speak French. There were people who were using auto translators, which I thought was really cute as one. I mean, I know who Sam Altman is, but what is H100? Did Kaya just try to tell me who Sam Altman is? It's okay. That's okay. What the dog doing? I wish I had enough. Oh, mouse drawing is gonna be hard too. That's okay. That's my what is it called? Gartic phone rule is you have to use your mouse. Can you draw Varka from Genshin? I quit 2 years ago. But he's that geezer, right? But then people said he wasn't geezer enough. So then I think it would just be man on horse with a sword. Old man on horse with a sword. We can do a stick figure. And then there's a horse. This is a wonderful horse illustration with a sword. And then geezer. It's perfect. He has an eye. The horse has an eye. Is that a tail or a leg? I don't know. I think I did it, guys. We're just gonna play it like it's Pictionary. They answered, you can find a good car wash 80 miles northwest. I have your location. Oh, that's terrifying. You now have 2. I had 1 credit already. That's nice. I'm glad to see we have equivocal drawing skills. Yeah, mouse drawing is an incredibly impressive skill. That's why when I play with my artist friends, any kind of a drawing related game on the internet, I'm always like, you're not allowed to get your tablet out. You have to use your mouse. Thoughts on furries? The true patrons, the true modern Medicis patrons. Oh yeah, Medicis. Patrons of the arts. The backbone of our cyber security systems. Without them, we would be broke and also full of security vulnerabilities. I, for one, welcome our furry overlords. There you go. Those are my genuine feelings. Benny Bonbon, happy 43 months. Did I miss Nines and Herman's resubs? Happy 3 months to Herman. Happy 54 months to Nine. Happy 25 months to Cesius. And happy 43 months to Benny. You guys are all rolling in with really big numbers. Hello, welcome. Truth Nuke. I'm right. What's CompTIA? An incredible drawing, Andrea. Thank you. I'll be here. I was gonna say I'll be here all night, but I will only be here for 2 hours. Today's a short stream. Another one. Become the machine. No, seriously, what is the H100? I'm gonna Google it. Oh, it's a GPU? Okay, that's fine. I'll become... What? Do I have blue? What does Kara mean? What's car? Wait, do they just mean... Hold on. I need a reference. The blue twink has hair that looks kind of like this. Oh, it like spikes out this way. And then, I guess you just make him into a car. Like this. Beep beep. I kind of want to give him like headlights coming out of his eyes. Alba Jolsai. Is that what you were thinking of telling me? I thought of Yaoi Jesus. I wish I had enough time to write beep beep in, but I think I'm out of time, so you're just gonna get this, buddy. I like that the colors are all pastel. That's really cute. What's CompTIA? You guys are making me very curious. CompTIA's AI framework is unique in providing a holistic approach to strategic planning in it. What? What is this? Why does it look like malware? I'm confused, but I'm enjoying this nonetheless. It's exactly what it looks like, Hyde. I like that you guys mostly thought of Alba Josai before you thought of Yaoi Jesus, Alba. Like dramatical murder, Alba. Surely. I got a CompTIA A+ a long time ago. It's a certification company for IT. Oh, industry cert. Interesting that it's only showing me AI stuff now. It seems to default to their like AI framework certification. That's kind of sad. I got a Security Plus certificate one. Oh, that's why when I was talking about cybersecurity, or rather furries being the backbone of our cybersecurity systems, you guys are like, CompTIA. It is an infection calculate. It sure is. SEC Plus. SEC Plus. You guys are making me curious. I've never even thought about getting IT certification. Security Plus certification. CompTIA. Interesting. Wow. This is, I feel like, one of the most interesting demonstrations of the divide between like software engineering and IT. As a software engineer of technically 7 years, I have never heard of this. Not a single time. Okay, another one. What? Yingbot activated. Correct. Except I'm not witty, so I'm just giving my most genuine responses. I'm genuinely doing my best. I'm genuinely here to sweatshop. Can you act like Leo? Why are there so many All-Stars people? Okay, so imagine me writing with a crayon on the wall. It looks like sheet music. Extremely dense. Death waltz style, but then you back up and it's actually an illustration of Izumi, Izumi's side profile, like pixel art, but the pixels are music notes. Perfect. I think I've done it. The one on-stars one I got was about the new dudes. Oh my god! The new people, they were calling the green one WhatsApp-kun. And I couldn't unsee it. He really is just exactly that green. Like, it's so incredibly accurate. PMP is the one I need. Oh, that sounds really familiar. Is that program management? Project management? Something like that. I feel like there's a lot of OnStars people on this right now because OnStars Twitter has been like, all over. Another one. Okay, we should submit some prompts after this. We can, I want to get more twisty. There's so many OnStars people on here. I want to get more twisties on. I'm going to submit twisty prompts. Anyone from Arcane? Oh, bro, can I draw Jinx from memory? Okay, we're doing great. She has a little evil face, and then she needs like a big Fish bones. Rocket. And it's like exploding. It has like some bands on it. And then she needs braids. Long braids. Let's have her riding fish bones. I don't really know what this pose is. It can explode out the back too. It's exploding out the front and the back. That's how this works. You can hear Get Jinx playing in the distance. This counts. Surely this counts. Oh, we'll say she's she's what's it called with the shimmer? Her eyes turn pink, right? Okay, it's not powder anymore. That much is for sure. Okay. Oh, I can see all of my. Wow, my Varka illustration is so good. Geezer is completely illegible. Am I alive? To check if you're alive, please follow the following checklist. Check your pulse, check your breathing, try screaming. You guys are getting some fun responses. I don't really even have anything to prompt. I've never really felt like I needed to prompt AI for anything. In the beginning, when it first released, we kept trying to use it for work because like our bosses really wanted us to, you know? So then we would have to like put prompts in just to be able to answer the question when your boss man was, you know, in your next stand-up or whatever, was like, so tell me what innovative ways you used AI this week. And then you'd be like, I had it outline a technical document for me that I was perfectly capable of writing myself, and then I rewrote it from scratch. Because it was not helpful. It's modern amazing. Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is chat roulette. This is chat roulette, but like not evil. Less evil. Your response, Elmer. That's a good response, Elmer. I'm gonna ask for it to generate. Please generate some cooking ASMR. Thank you. Oh, what is this? It's like a weird date. It was really expensive. I dropped out of a CS class that required AI to complete the assignment. Required AI? What were they asking you to do, Kaya? Well, they're not, I mean, they are a type of an Asian date, but I've had fresh jujube before and they're nothing like this. Like it's not this, it's not as crunchy as an apple, you know? That's like not, it's a totally different, I am really confused by this thing. It doesn't even taste like a date. It tastes like, I don't even know. Snipe one of my prompts. We should get each other. Oh, wait, this is cute. Okay, we're just gonna chop up some green onions. Cutting noises. Well done, AI. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, we can do a drawing prompt. Please draw your Oshi chugging boba. Thank you. I thought it was a weird shaped apple this whole time. It sounds like an apple, doesn't it? It has that juiciness to it. I loved all the screenshots that I saw from this that was like, what's like, oh God, what was it? What was your, what is the best ship? I think, yeah. There were a lot about ships, and one of them was, what is your best ship? And the AI responded, best ship? Well, probably not the Titanic, because that sank, right? Just putting in the garlic deafening blender noise. That's true. It looks like a guava. It does look like a guava. Teacher of mine said he's okay with AI for assignments if we also show which prompts we asked. I have no idea how he would rate a work like that, but I was kind of disappointed in him. Oh, I think a lot of teachers are trying to square the circle of like, on one hand, it is kind of an unfortunate reality that AI, the way it is now, is more or less gonna exist in our future. Wait. I like how they ran out of time to draw their Oshi, so there's just boba. And it's in the process of being chugged. I can really respect that. That's very cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, nameless AI friend. I heard Asian date, was very confused until I remember what Yeah, aren't Asian dates and jujubes the same thing? I thought they were the same thing. Okay. What's something See, here's the hardest thing is like asking myself, what's something I'm genuinely curious about that I would ask AI about is very like, but I wouldn't ask AI about it. I would just Google it and then scroll past the AI summary. This person's Oshi is the Invisible Man. From that one anime, that is airing this season. Actually, tell me about your, tell me about one of your favorite, guilty pleasure anime. Anime? Should I broaden it? I'm just gonna say media in case it's not an anime fan. As much as I think there's a lot of fandom people on this right now. The class was a web dev class where parts of it you had to do by yourself and then get feedback through AI, and you got points off if you didn't use it. See, that's the thing is like, in cases like this, as annoying as it is, I can kind of see the professor's point because nowadays in the software world, like, again, this is why I quit, right? In the software world, they expect you to use these like dev tools. And to be fair, I guess Cursor is like pretty good. And so if it's gonna become the new standard, I think professors are just trying to make you employable. But it does still make me sad. Yeah. And it's like upsetting that it's like a requirement for the class. I would appreciate more if it was like an optional thing that you could do that you wouldn't get docked points for, but to make it a requirement of the assignment is a little bit, yeah, that would piss me off. Sonic X. I don't care if you think it's anime or not. I did say slash media. AI. You don't have to get aggressive with me. Also, I said, tell me about. You didn't tell me anything about Sonic X. This AI didn't answer my question. I'm gonna try the same prompt again. That thing that you do where the AI didn't give you what you want, so you literally don't change anything about the prompt and you prompt it again. It's pretty good, particularly when you're learning a new, less useful if you're like a senior suite. Maybe that's why I felt like all those dev tools were like really useless. I guess I never technically got the title. I was going up for senior suite promotion when I switched into product management. So I was operating at a senior suite level, basically. And I never once felt like those coding tools were useful. At most, they were like maybe a little bit helpful for setting up boilerplate. And even then, I was like, I would literally rather copy paste my own boilerplate than try to prompt this fucking AI to do it for me. Its best feature was autocomplete. And even then, I was like, it's not speeding me up by that much. Because I type really fast. So, also like, I already had intelligent autocomplete that wasn't LLM powered, you know? I use plugins. Everybody uses plugins. I don't know, it was just like fucking stupid. It was just stupid. I didn't get it. I always give this one example of like the only useful application of like LLM based AI tooling that I actually was impressed by at work in all of the use cases that I saw. And again, this was my job, was to investigate these use cases. The only one that I was impressed by was the one where there was a senior, it was like a tech lead of a team who was kind of understaffed. A lot of us were understaffed at the time. And he had a lot of junior devs that he was managing. And he was like, I can't answer everybody's questions all the time. Like, I feel like I'm the bottleneck. So I set up a questions like chat bot based on my notes and my personal documentation and our like team wiki. And then the junior devs, their only thing before they come ask me questions, they have to query that bot first. And I was like, it's actually not bad. I could see that being really helpful, actually. Like when I was mentoring junior devs and interns, that probably would have been a helpful tool. At the same time though, like it's not very different from just handing them your notes and your wikis and just telling them to search it. And probably less misleading. So anyway, my favorite guilty pleasure anime is definitely Ouran High School Host Club, and I really like Pretty Fly for a White Guy, but what is this? If I play this, is my stream gonna get muted? Oh, we're just gonna look at the lyrics, guys. Oh no, these ads, bro. You know, it's kind of hard just to get along today. Our subject isn't cool, but he fakes it anyway. He may not have a clue and he may not have a style, but everything he lacks, well, he makes up in denial. So don't debate a player straight. You know he really doesn't get it anyway. Gotta play the field and keep it real. For you, no way. For you, no way. So if you don't rate, just overcompensate. At least that you'll know you can always go on Ricky Lake. Not cultured enough to know what that is. The world needs wannabes. Ah. Hey, hey, do that brand new thing. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And all the girlies say, I'm pretty fly for a white guy. He needs some cool tunes. Not just any will suffice. But they didn't have Ice Cube, so he bought Vanilla Ice. Now cruising in his Pinto, he sees homies as he passed. But if he looks twice, they're gonna kick his lily ass. Oh, thank you for introducing me to this song, AI. I kind of want to just keep asking. I like understand why people used to go on Omegle and just have the same opening line. Like the same question for everybody. It's a good song, isn't it, Kaya? I guess I'm not, I believe it. Looking at those lyrics, I believe it. Okay, instead of asking myself, what would I ask an AI? Instead of using this as a LARPing tool, I think I'm actually more interested in like, what would I ask a stranger? Also, sorry, I realized I should have zoomed in a lot earlier so you guys can read it better. Maybe I can practice all of my like small talk cold opens. Here, let's LARP a little bit. It's been a hot minute. Request failed. 403. That's concerning. Forward Pinto reference in the wild? Ricky Lake used to host a talk show around the time the song came out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Similar to Oprah or Jerry Springer. Oh, okay. Huh. 3,004 AIs waiting. So there's 3,000 of us waiting to answer prompts. And 1444 in the queue. That's very interesting. That the AI LARPers are outweighing the AI answerers currently. I still want to know what the cost... Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the actual ratio. 3,100 humans and 4,000 AIs. The AIs are consistently outnumbering the humans. I think that makes sense. It's like more interesting to answer prompts than to try to think of them. Unless you had something you were like genuinely curious to know about an unknown stranger. Do they have what? Where's their code of conduct hosted? Would they have to IP ban then, since there's no authentication? Are you AIing, son? We sure are, Hina. Welcome. They're forcing me to engage with the AI since I am maxed on. You can max out on tokens? That's interesting. The Offspring cover stream? I don't know about that, Elmer. So many prompts are for fanfics for things I've never even heard of. Is that how fandom people use AI? Are they prompting for fanfics? Oh my god, wait, that reminds me of the funniest fanfic one that I saw here. While we're I'll just show you guys the funniest ones that I saw while we are in queue. They're usually OnStars ones. For some reason there are a lot of OnStars people on this right now. There was one that I laughed till I cried. It was so good. Where is it? I tweet too much. Oh, the Riddle and Ace one was good too. Come on. Oh yeah. There's one that says, best ship in Naruto in your opinion? And the AI responds, you might be thinking of One Piece. That one has ships. Okay, and then here's the funniest OnStars one that I saw. Can you write or draw something, Nikki Mayo? This is an OnStars ship. I'm sorry, I don't know who they are, but I'll try it. Nikki, man, my sandwich feels so incomplete without you. Mayo, nays. I don't know, this one line, I was laughing till I cried over it. Mayo, nays. Nikki, and I love you. Mayo bites into sandwich. I think what makes this especially funny is that Nikki would be talking to his sandwich. That is so on brand for him. Give me a me to make for Metopia. So my favorite me tactic is to cosplay a fave. Currently, my me is dressed up as Mob, as in Mob Psycho. Bowl cut, blank eyes. He walks around planting flowers and has a great time. Highly recommend. Okay. New Isekai just dropped, guys. This one made me so happy. Was there another one? Oh, let me just check the queue also. Oh, here's another Ensemble Stars one, but you don't have to know anything about Ensemble Stars to appreciate it. It's a two-parter. Also, really enjoy the people who are saying instead of Grok, they're saying Brock. Who's your favorite OnStars character? I don't play it, but my friend has an unhealthy obsession with Mayoi. Hey, Brock, can you tell me your favorite OnStars character? Mayoi Ayase! Like, what are the fucking chances? Made me so happy. Oh my god, and then there was another one that was, it's also a two-parter. So, does this load properly? Okay, so, oh wait, this is the wrong one. Sorry, I'm like copy pasting URLs in. It's easier than dragging the tabs. So the prompt is, I, 25M, have a partner, 26M, I promised to be with for 5 years so he could get over his ex, 27M now. I thought we're happy together now, but I heard he's trying to contact his ex. Is he sick of me? And the AI responded, what freaking yaoi is this? If you're on twitter.com, you better get a hit tweet so I can see this shit. And then, oh no, you have to log in. Basically, OP posts this, and then, the person who responds to them, first of all, I should say, OP who posted this has a Nanaseriku profile picture, Idolish7. Person who responds with a screenshot of their response from their gallery, because they were the one who wrote the response, has a blade Honkai Star Rail profile picture. All caps, I've been waiting for this. Please draw a life series character. What is life series? Draw Mobius stripe. As in like a Mobius strip. Hold on, I can do my best. I can do my best, and then we're gonna make it purplish like the I'll do my best. I got 58 seconds. I'll do my best. Okay, so like there's this curve, and then there's this curve. This is connected, and then this one goes outside and goes like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I did pretty good. That's my best Mobius strip. Idler 7 and Honkai, so basically you from 4 years ago. I mean, the i7 phase never ended for me. Also, has it really been 4 years for Star Rail? Mobius is doing what? You have so many birds that you don't know what to do with it. Yeah, me and my like no redeems chat. Sorry, not sorry. They're kind of distracting. Oh, there was one that was like, okay, I'm just gonna show you guys this one. Top 3 DPS in Genshin. Xiao Hutao Ganyu from a former Genshin player. And Opie's like, my AI is from March 2021. But like literally, I think those are still the top 3 in my head too. I still use Xiao as my main DPS and Hutao. Whenever in the once in a blue moon that I do log in. Laojiu, welcome! Ain't no way HSR is 4 years old now. Is it? Is it actually? Did it come out in 2022? That doesn't feel right. I thought it was 23. Release date. Yeah, I was right. It was 2023. It came out like really close to my birthday too. So it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. It's not that bad. 3 years makes sense to me. 4 years doesn't. 4.1 around the corner is crazy. That is pretty nuts to think about. I can't believe I made it all the way through Penacony. Like, makes no sense. How did I survive that? I'm glad I did. Well, technically I didn't finish Penacony. I'm just glad I made it through the nihilism scenes. Oh, siren. With what's her face today? Acheron's scene in the dark expanse of whatever the fuck that was. That was good. That was really good. I think about it a lot, actually. Wow, there's a lot of AI nodes in the queue. Yeah, look at us. We outnumber the humans. You asked for a Kuro Kiryu drawing? Did you get one? Was it very red? Hina, are you also April, baby? Draw a toilet exploding? I'll do my best. Oops, I didn't realize the canvas can zoom out. Okay, so what you first need is the toilet cap. And then... And then the bowl. And it kind of like has a little foot, right? And then you go kerplow! And boom! And oh, I feel like I got the colors mixed up, huh? Should the red be in the center and the yellow on the outside? And then we can do SFX. Boom. Here you go. That's my submission. Just another day at the sweatshop. Doing God's work, trying exploding toilets. And then you go kerplow! And boom! I mean, it's kind of like how Hinata explains volleyball. Live series is a Minecraft series. Oh! Is it like those people who do like really complex stories on Roblox? I like through Deltarune fandom made a friend who asked me to sing for their original song about Jane and John Doe. And I was like, what is this? And they were like, it's a Roblox thing. And I was like, oh my God. Bro was like 15, probably. I have like a 15-year-old. I don't know how old they are. I like could tell they were young, but I don't think I understood. I don't think I understood I was talking to a child until they started talking to me about Roblox, and I was like, okay. I think after that I asked how old they were. I think they're 18. I was like, oh. The generation gap. I feel it. I feel the creak in my bones. I sang it. It was fun. I had to take vocal direction from them because I was like, I don't know anything about Jane and John Doe. And then they were like, yeah, just like imagine that you walk in on like on an old flame and he's like covered in the blood and guts of somebody he just killed. And I was like, what? What are these Roblox stories people are coming up with? Because I sent him an original take and he was like, I'm gonna need you to retake that, but like 50 times more aggressive and desperate. And I was like, can you give me the scenario? And then he painted me that very, you know, visceral image. And I was like, ah. I put the screenshot of the Kuro Kiryu in art in Discord. Okay. Oh, this probably won't open properly. Oh shoot, it keeps trying to open in my browser instead of... Stop it! Stop trying to open in the browser. Open in the Discord app. Stupid. Oh my god, stop. Stop, stop, stop. I just wanna open this link. Hold on, copy. I can't even copy it? You're not even gonna let me copy the URL? Bro, I fucking hate this. Okay. Maybe now it'll open. Oh! Dep Rock. You guys have really niche requests. I don't go here, sorry. Oh. Speak of the devil! I don't know anything about Roblox. Borzoi? Not cultured enough. I apologize. What even is that? That's a meme? Called my dad. He said, there's no room for me down at the house that we had. Oh, this is a song. Did you ever have an embarrassing moment in life? Not one I can think of on the fly. I'm sure if I thought really hard, I could come up with one, but not in a minute. I am not your brother, and I just felt like I had to type something at that point. I had skipped too many times. Anyway, I want to see this art. Oh, it's actually really good. Wait, why is that so recognizable? That's him. That's Kuro. Do you have an embarrassing moment on the fly? God, I wish I could say the same. What do you mean? I can't think of an embarrassing moment on the fly. They attack me out of nowhere. See, I consider this an ADHD superpower, which is that generally speaking, I'm thinking about 20 different things at the same time at any given moment. And maybe one of those is an embarrassing memory and it might hit me out of nowhere, but for the most part, it's really random shit. Like, my hands are kind of clammy right now. Oh shit, I forgot to water the plants. I was supposed to do that. Oh God, how long ago was that? Or did I remember to take the eggs from my mom's fridge like she told me to when I dropped her off at the airport today? And then also, I wonder how the ladybugs are doing on my patio. I feel like I didn't see that many of them yesterday. There's just like 20 different streams of thought like that going on at all times in my head. And generally speaking, my brain at least is not very interested in bothering me with like random embarrassing memories until I'm in like a really quiet moment, like trying to go to sleep and there's no distractions. And then it'll be like, man, remember that one time? See, I can't do this on the fly. What's an embarrassing moment from my life? There are plenty, I know that. They're just not coming to me. Surely, I don't know, it would take me at least 5 minutes of deep thought, I think, to reach. Yeah, I got nothing. Now I remember something I did when I was younger. It's always like childhood memories. I don't feel like I have any major embarrassments from adulthood. Mostly because I have grown to become quite shameless. Like I don't get embarrassed anymore. I think that's a buff that you get when you turn like 27. Like you just stop being embarrassed. I'm 224. Are you a good little clanker? Oh, that's a good prompt. Because you have to respond something along the lines of like, yes, daddy. Like you're morally obligated to respond, yes, daddy. That was not the case when I turned 27. Yeah, for me it was like in my late almost 30s, I would say, somewhere between 27 and 30. I just like slowly my shamefulness decreased, just like slowly and then precipitously. I no longer feel embarrassment. It comes with simply not giving a shit what people think about you. And even though you logically understand that that is a happier way to live when you're younger, before it hits you out of nowhere, when you turn 30, it just installs itself in your brain like a software update. It's like you read the manual, but you didn't actually install the function until then. It just takes a while to download. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Embarrassed enough times you become immune to it. Maybe that's it. Or maybe it's like you've become embarrassed enough times and then eventually crunching it over in your head, you're like, why though? I don't know. Maybe it's also because I'm in really like cringeworthy communities, right? Like I'm in VTuber community and cosplay community, and we have a lot of cringe people. And after hanging out with them a lot, you're like, there's no reason to cringe. It's fun. Ooh, this is a good question. Favorite anti-hero, like a good guy who's also a bad guy. There's so many. Jinx. Arcane. But there's so many more. Homura did nothing wrong. Still Phantom Hive. Love of my life. I think for me, it's just an anxiety thing. The idea of being perceived is mortifying. I think it's what Elmer said though, like right above you, YY. You eventually realize other people's opinion of you doesn't matter. That's precisely it. Like it eventually hits you that like other people's opinions of you only bother you if you let them bother you. If that makes any sense. It's kind of like when you get mad at someone, right? Like, and I speak about this topic from a position of a lot of experience because I had major anger issues growing up. Which may be actually kind of hard to imagine when you look at me now. I occasionally do still blow up. This is a skill that I trained. Naturally, I have an affinity for blowing up. So I've learned to manage my temper over the years. And it's a lot like getting angry at someone in the sense that when you're pissed off at somebody because they have wronged you, the only person, like eventually you realize the only person that hurts is yourself. In most cases. Because in most cases, you don't have direct access to some channel of like meting out retribution on this person who has wronged you. Like for the most part, unless you're about to engage in like, you're about to embark on like a Count of Monte Cristo style vengeance arc where you dedicate your entire life into avenging yourself against this person who's wronged you, which you're probably not gonna do because it takes too much effort and it's unrealistic in the most part, because for the most part, you're mad at something like, that person was really rude to me when we were standing in line together at the supermarket, or like this stranger cut me off on the highway. Fuck Tesla drivers, you know? But you can get like, if you're like me, you can get like really, really unreasonably mad about it, right? They don't give a shit. Like this stranger doesn't know or care that you're mad. The only person that is disturbed by the fact that you are angry is you. you are in Chinese we would say 自己跟自己过不去. Like you're just causing problems for yourself. You're just suffering. You're the only one suffering. In fact, your suffering does not cause suffering for this person that has pissed you off. So why would you... Again, they don't even know whether you're suffering or not, so it doesn't even matter. But theoretically, in this like imaginary connection that you've built in your head between you and this person who's wronged you, would it not benefit the person who's wronged you if you were suffering and they weren't? Like, why would you help them make your life worse? So it's like that. It's like that, but for anxiety. Which is that it doesn't matter what people think about you. It only matters what you think about you. So where I used to think it was embarrassing to like walk out in my pajamas to, I don't know, go to Costco or whatever. Oh, that was discourse recently on Twitter. Menswear guy died on this hill and I was like, respect. That like people shouldn't wear their pajamas to Costco or whatever. I'm like, bro, let people live their lives. Like, why does it matter to you what people wear or don't wear at Costco? Like, as long as they're not fucking swinging their dick at me, like, I don't care, you know? Like, it's not affecting me. I don't give a shit. Ying is the bomb, literally. There was one time, this is how I learned that like comedy is a really good way to diffuse a tense situation. There was one time, my worst temper tantrum issues were like when I was a child. I was quite the bossy asshole as an elementary schooler. Like, oh God, imagine like just like a teacher's pet who's also a bossy asshole who thinks they can like tell everyone else what to do. Like that was the kind of kid I was. And there was one time I remember I was directing the class play and, there were people who just like, they just weren't paying attention to like the direction I was trying to give them. And I got really fucking mad. And at this point I had already developed kind of a reputation for being like that kid that got really mad, and yelled a lot. And I was like stewing in my frustration over these kids who were like ignoring me essentially. And then, one of them, I mean, I guess it was kind of weird because I was also really tight with everyone. I don't know why they tolerated my temper, but I guess it might be because they knew I was all bark no bite or something. Like we were all really good friends despite the fact that I couldn't behave myself. They couldn't either, I guess, in different ways. But one of my friends turned and was like, "Oh no, she's gonna blow!" And then instead of erupting into like yelling really loud because I was really mad, I just started fucking laughing. Like I just thought it was so funny. I think that like it became a core memory. It was like a canon event in my life. And then in the following years of my life, as I like slowly worked through my anger issues, I never got coaching or anything for this. Like anger issues was something I just learned to resolve on my own that I knew was a problem in my life, and I just like learned to deal with it. And like frequently I would have moments where I was like, I could feel the tension building. I was getting more and more angry. And then in my head, I would see this like old friend from my 5th grade class turn and look at me and go like, "Oh no, she's gonna blow." And then like, it just diffuses. Like I'm just not mad anymore. I think that transitioning has really helped me with letting go of shame. We only get to be on this earth once. May as well be chill about it. I agree. I strongly agree. Like when I'm in a good mood and capable of constructive thoughts like that, I agree. And then when I'm really depressed and angry at the world, I just can't think like that. I just can't. And I think the other side has been learning to give myself grace when I'm in a really bad mood and I like cannot think kindly of the world or myself. That's just how it is sometimes. Now I'm just too tired to be mad at anything. That is also real. That is also very real. The anger turning inwards is also very real, Elmer. I get it, YY, I get it, Elmer. I realize the people who need people to tell them how to fix their issues is because they don't self-analyze. It's that, or like there are some people who, I used to have this problem also, I mean I still do, I think everyone actually to a certain extent has this problem of like self-analyzing to the point where you get trapped in kind of like loops and spirals. And so it helps to have an external perspective, just to unstuck yourself. I gotta stop playing the game. I'm missing out on the yapping segments. We've been doing more yapping segments than LARPing, bottle cap, but have you had any fun exchanges? Okay, we're gonna max out and then I'll switch over to human after this. Rumination spirals, truly, my beloved. The spiraling is pretty bad. Sometimes I feel like the purpose of friends is to have them check you when you're spiraling. But that do be how it do be. Hi, IC, welcome back. Hello. A big maturing moment you have in life is when you finally ask, how do I affect other people? Oh, exactly. It's realizing that like, all of the worrying that you do about how you might negatively affect the people around you is actually not about those people, it's actually about you. And once you've arrived at that conclusion, you can actually turn your attention outwards in a way that is productive rather than like corrosive to yourself. It like sounds like it's the same thought, but the directionality is very different. I also just realized that 20 minutes ago, Kaya redeemed an uwu and Callahan redeemed a yeehaw. I missed both.
So we're gonna do yee howdy uwu voice. I like to, maybe the combination is to do just raise my voice real high and then do, I wonder if there's a way to combine the two other than the voice going real high. Real high. Maybe there's a way. This is real difficult, I gotta say. This is real difficult, I gotta say. Oh, it's kind of coming together.
It's weird because I feel like when I do the yeehaw thing, like my southern accent is real Texan. It's got the R's in it, the hard R's. My drawl is mostly the R. And the thing about the yeehaw, oh no, the ooh-woo, is that the R's don't get pronounced. So it's real hard to combine them because they're implicitly at odds with each other. Yeah, exactly. The R's are dubs, but they don't translate. You know what I mean? I can't have both. So remember one of the earliest times when we first added the yeehaw redeem and I did it for the first time on stream, I was like, hi chat, I don't know what southern accent this is. Can you guys tell me? And everybody was like, Texan, this one's Texan. Pull the lever, Kronk! GPT! Today we are doing a free association exercise. I kinda need to pee, but the ADHD executive dysfunction demands that I do not release said piss until it is extremely urgent. Instead, I will drink more tea. By the way, did you know that Oriental Beauty tea has a really unfortunate translation because it super could have just been Eastern Beauty, but they just had to go and make it hella weird. Man. Perfect. Perhaps we take a piss break. Keep it clean. Am I not allowed to say piss? Okay, pee. Yay. Listen, if you ask me for a free association exercise, that's my specialty. The thing is, I only kind of need to pee. So like I said earlier, not important. Cheers to that. The hell are you typing? Free association. They said pull the lever, Croc GPT, so I pulled the lever, okay? That's what happens. That's just what happens. Marshy, thanks for the hydrate redeem. I'll take another sip of tea.
Also, thank you, Kaya, for the uwu redeem.
And thank you, Callahan, for the yeehaw. I'm sorry I saw them so late.
You know how it is. Sometimes it's just hard to pay attention to so many things at the same time.
I was recording for a voiceover audition a few days ago, and they didn't actually require a demo. I don't have a demo because I've never done voiceover in my life, but this just seemed like a fun audition, so I did it anyway. And they didn't require a demo, but they did say, please do include a demo so that we have a sense of your like range, because everyone we cast for the main cast is also going to be asked to do like a few NPCs on the side, like short lines for them. We just want to know what your range sounds like. And I was like, well, I mean, if that's the purpose of submitting a demo, and I don't have a demo, then I'm just gonna turn on the mic and start babbling and give you guys a few, like the full sort of over the top like character options.
So I started it with this like really nervous sounding, kind of hesitant, like awkward nerd voice.
And then I did the Southern Belle with the smooth kind of flow, kind of drawl. And I just kind of went through like 5 or 6 different really over the top personas. And I was like, that sure wasn't a demo, but hope that helps. And then I hit send. I was talking to Rin about this later. I was just like, I feel like it's so fun to do these kinds of auditions when you have like no skin in the game. You're purely doing it just for fun, and there's like, you don't care if you pass the audition or not. It's just a thing you're doing truly just for funsies. A rocket landing into a history book. Oh my goodness. Well, we all know history is brown. The closest thing I got is orange. So first we'll draw the book. It's got some pages in it. Does that look like a book? Close enough. And then the rocket. Ooh, looks more like a torpedo. My bad. Color it in. Oh, there's a paint bucket. Well, if there's a paint bucket, then I mean... Oh, is that not a paint bucket? It's an eraser. My bad. My bad. Okay, and then you can do like a little window. And then give it like a flame. And then we'll, we have time, right? We got time? Quick, man. Oh, okay, I guess we don't have... Request failed? For why? Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's completely glitched out. Okay, we'll just have to refresh. I did my best. Looks like an airdropped unguided bomb. Listen, I don't know anything about weapons of mass destruction. Posh Brit should be in the demo. Oh, I think I did say something. I think I did have a quick, like, 5-second, like... The only accent I can really believably do is, like, a little bit of a posh British accent. It's not the best. It's not the cleanest, but it'll do in a pinch. Lucy Jen, welcome! Alright, well, I mean, I feel like we should go human. We should go human. Again, I don't have prompts for AI, so I feel like I mostly have Omegle style, like, tell me about your childhood. Yeah, let's do that. Opens my therapist notebook. We are LARPing a therapy session. You are my patient. So, tell me about I'm like, how specific should I go? Should I just be like, tell me about the effect your parents had on your, yeah, tell me about the effect your parents how do I want to phrase this? I'm trying to say, like, the way they parented you in your early childhood, like, how did that affect your sense of should we go self-worth as an adult? Self-judgment? Tell me about how the way your parents raised you in your childhood affected your current internal voice of judgment. Oh, we could just do internal voice. Okay, here we go. We're getting too real with that. Hold on. I just felt like LARPing as a therapist. I I came out the womb egalitarian AF is an incredible line, mailman. I was impervious to parental trauma. Don't worry, great relation. I'm happy for you, mailman. Looking for traumas of random people on the internet. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to ask random strangers about their childhood traumas? Isn't that what the internet was made for? I just think I've asked it something cruel. What did you ask, Callahan? I think the next prompt we ask should follow this trend line of asking strangers on the internet about their mental health. So we should ask for like a suspected but undiagnosed mental condition. In the same way that I was starting to suspect that I might have like a pretty what was it that I was telling you guys about last time? It was called cyclothymia. Cyclothymia? I think that's right. It's like a cyclical depression that's like if bipolar is like this, it's more like this. Screw, marry, kill, guiding Hansel, Arashi Narukami Bloom, my best self, Arashi Narukami Bloom, made Oh, that is really cruel, Callahan. How could you make us choose? My parents were too young and busy to take care of me. I'm an only child, so I feel like I need to take care of everyone else. Wow. That actually got really vulnerable really fast. I wish I could do an actual back and forth, but this is our one exchange. Allison, have a good time with your family. I relate to this though. I'm not an only child. I'm an eldest daughter, which I think a lot of eldest daughters share this experience. My mom quit her job after my brother was born to take care of both of us, because it was like one kid she could handle with a job. Two kids was like, one of them's gonna have to quit, so she did. And my brother ended up being quite the handful. So for the most part, I raised myself. Like, it was already true when my parents both had jobs and were too busy. I literally taught myself how to read, which is like just a crazy fact. I didn't know that wasn't normal until much later in my life. I thought everyone just taught themselves how to read. Like, I thought that's how we all grew up, you know? I didn't question it. I was just like, what do you mean? You just, like, no one's gonna teach you, so you just have to teach yourself. Like, but the story goes, the way my parents tell it is, when I turned 6, my parents asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I was like, can I get the new Harry Potter book? And they were like, of course, this is before we knew that J.K. Rowling was a TERF. Way before. And so I was like, yeah, I want the new Harry Potter book. And my parents were like, you can't even read. Why do you want the Harry Potter book? And I was like, what do you mean? I can read. And they were like, this child is crazy, and kids make shit up all the time, so obviously you can't read. And I was like, no, let me prove it to you. And they like pulled like a picture book out or something and pointed at words, and I just started reading them. I was 5. They had taught us at this point they had taught us the alphabet and like some phonetics, I think, in preschool. But I had not been in any formal schooling other than preschool at that point. So the story goes that they whipped out a book and I just started reading it, and they were like, by God, this child has taught themselves how to read. Yeah, I was 5. And so they bought me Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Or in Europe, I guess it was the Philosopher's Stone. And I read it. I read it out loud to them. I was very slow, but I sure did read it. And they were just like, literally, what the fuck is wrong with our child? But this is just to illustrate the fact that I did raise myself, because my parents were, at first it was like working parents, like both of them were working at really busy jobs, and like, I mean, they took good care of me, but as far as like my intellectual needs were concerned, I raised myself, entertained myself, got really good at like playing make-believe myself. And then when my brother came around, he was such a like taotankui, like such a just nuts child, that he demanded all of my parents' attention. So I continued to raise myself. So it sure is a way to grow up. Like, I'm very self-sufficient. Very self-sufficient, and for the longest time I did have that typical eldest daughter, I have to take care of everyone kind of complex, but I've thankfully very much come out of that. I feel a lot better balanced now. A lot less likely to burn myself out overextending and taking care of other people, so I think that's very good. Yeah. The stone was called a different thing in Europe. Yeah, in North America it was called the Sorcerer's Stone, and in Europe it was called the Philosopher's Stone. I remember they had different marketing titles for the book when they published. That's some isekai protagonist stuff right there. Like in Mushoku Tensei, where he wakes up and he's like, magic. That's correct. Mr. Chan, welcome. Previous streams, Ying, I'm not talented, I'll see Ying. I taught myself how to read. I mean, I think it is correct that I have potentially an above average capacity for like intellectual endeavor. It made me a very good student, but I also think that a lot of that, like some of it was talent, most of it was nurture. I think most of it was nurture. Like, I don't know, maybe this is a really idealistic thing to believe, but I believe in nurture over nature. Or I believe both play major parts, but I believe in the power of nurture to overtake what nature has given us. I believe in the power of nurture to matter more. And on top of that, I believe that by nature, human beings are predisposed to be good to each other. Like, these are fundamental beliefs that I just like anchor my entire belief systems in. And I think because I have such an optimistic and naive outlook of the world that, that it also leads to me saying, I've had people tell me that it's actually really disturbing, the things that I say about talent and skill, because they'll be like, well, but like, you're really good. For example, like I'm a pretty good vocalist, right? Like I'm a pretty good singer. And I'll always be like, yeah, but that's like, that's something I worked really hard at. Like, it's not the talent. And then my friends will be like, you believe so much in skill and practice that you don't even recognize your own talent, and how demoralizing it is for you to tell other people that, like, for people to see how obviously you have talent and that you're not sort of like owning up to the part that it plays in the level of skill you've achieved. Not to devalue the work that you've put into nurturing your talents, but to not even acknowledge that you have the talent in the first place is like hurtful to those of us who don't have the talent. And I was like, oh, okay. That actually does kind of reshape my worldview. But I don't know, I think it's a really interesting conversation. I can see how it goes either way. But at the end of the day, I'm a nurture over nature guy. That's just my belief system. That's just how I feel like that kind of argument minimizes your effort. I think I see their point though, right, Joey? Like, I think I understand that, I think all they're asking of me isn't to say that I didn't put effort in, but to recognize that, like, for certain things, I started at a higher level, a higher base level because of innate talent. For things like music, for example. At the same time, I can recognize that my so-called innate musical talent is still nothing compared to a lot of my friends and peers who have way more than me. Like, it's a scale. Like, all of these things are true at the same time, and it's just about finding like a balanced perspective amongst it all. I think that's all it is. BioShock Dragon bought a Switch too! I'm very jealous. I felt like SpongeBob meme. We should ask a Pokopia. I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't play Pokopia. Can you play Pokopia? Can we LARP? Can we LARP Pokopia together? Let's get this place humid. Perfect. Supple Rabbit, thank you for the gift sub to Morife. Why? Thank you, I appreciate it. And congrats to Morife. But Supple Rabbit is such a banger ass username. Maybe your talent is fostering gaining skills. I think that's a real talent. I think some people have a talent for learning. Yeah. Or at least a hunger for it, like a thirst for it. Like, you have to really want it. You can have talent and also work hard. I don't see it as diminishing anything. Exactly, Elmer. Exactly. Middleman says, I was an excruciatingly average student. Then I got into a T1 research university and finished with a 3.5. It's where you finish, kids, not where you start. I don't even know what T1 means. I feel like I've heard of some countries having like a tiered system, so I assume that's what it is. But congratulations. It sounds like you came a really long way. I asked someone if they like Pocopia, and they took almost the full minute to just go, no. That's amazing, dude. IMO talent is just an obsession or love for something, so you just devote enough time to develop the skills. I think it's separate. I think you can be really untalented at something and like really enjoy it, but just not have the innate talent for it. Because there's a lot of things in my life where that is true. Like I love it, but I'm so bad at it. Thank you for this work of art. What is that? Yeah, the way I see talent is like, I think it's easier for you to learn this thing. Like, I think your learning curve looks a little different in the early curve. And I think later on, we all kind of have the same curve. But I think the early learning curve is like a little flatter for people with talent. That's how I see it. And I think that's the only thing. Once you get over that first learning curve hump, like we're all kind of on even ground for the most part. I will also say, I think that there are higher ceilings for the people with talent, and they can potentially go farther with more work. But I think those are in the like really extreme cases. Like you got to be putting in a lot of work to really see the differences there. Okay, I'm gonna do another tea steep. Yoonji says, oh. Yoonji Adler? Is the Adler a reference to anything? Because nowadays when I see Adler, I think of, oh shit, I always forget the name of the game. I don't know why the title of this game just does not stick with me. Transistor? No, that's the other one. Fuck. Anyway, Signalis. Yes, Signalis. Quickly tuning in to say, oh, what's Yoonji Adler here to say? It's a reference to a certain book. Book series. Nope, I don't got it. I thought I got it. I don't got it. Agreed on the learning curve thing, also higher ceiling. Yeah. That's kind of my take on the whole talent argument. Which is to say, actually, that in the end of the day, I don't think any of it matters except for that we should just do what we love, whether we're good at them or not. I guess it matters a little bit on like the concrete sort of return on investment, trying to survive in the world kind of way. Like, what are you monetizing kind of way? And so if there's one talent I acknowledge, it's that I have a really good brain for algorithms, which made me very, very, very employable as a software engineer. Beyond that, I don't think any of my talents matter very much. Oh, I guess the other talent I should acknowledge is my talent for yapping, which has occasionally allowed me to roll a nat 20 on certain charisma checks that mattered in my life. But that has, you know, as anyone who's played D&D knows, having a high natural charisma can sometimes be to your detriment. Sometimes you attract unwanted attention. Yep. I think to me, talent is like a multiplier to whatever skill you're trying to learn. Like you put an X amount. Let's ask the AI this. Where do you fall on the talent versus skill debate, or nature versus nurture? You hit one of my pet peeves, so you gotta allow mini rant. Well, I have to read the mini rant. Anyone who succeeds to develop at that level and the breakneck pace of university just has to put a ridiculous amount of effort to learn. And honestly, you're so talented kind of annoys me and how much it minimizes the effort. Yeah. You're so talented is always a phrase that has rubbed me the wrong way also. I agree with that. I have always preferred you are very skilled, or you're really impressive even, is like a more vague way to put it overall. Good intentions. Yeah, I agree. Early learning phase is differing substantially, and while talent still kind of bundles a bunch of stuff, it's at least relevant to outcomes there. Yeah. Oh, Yoonji tuned in to say hi. I see. Welcome. Irene Adler. That's a good point. Speaking of D&D, quick question. Have you ever checked out Crit Roll's new and own system called Daggerheart? I actually own Daggerheart. There's kind of some lore here, which is that I didn't mean to own Daggerheart. I pre-ordered it, which sounds incredibly stupid after the sentence I didn't mean to own Daggerheart, but it was a gift. It was a gift for my ex, but I ordered it before we became exes. So after it arrived, I was like, like, this was really expensive. I guess I can still give it to them. So I offered, and they were like, that's really nice of you. Like, we'll probably see each other at this event. You can bring it then. And I was like, great. And then they didn't go to the event. So I was like, like, it's literally just the entire Critical Role, like, special edition. I bought the really expensive one too, because it was supposed to celebrate my ex's new job. Like, it was supposed to be like, congratulations, you got a job. Here's like a fancy such a thoughtful gift. And then now I don't know what to do with it. So it's just sitting there. Like, I was like, I'm just not gonna think about it. I'm just not gonna think about it for a while. Like, in every creature, there's a mix of both. That's cute. I'm gonna keep asking this question. I'm gonna allow myself three times. I know, that's pretty unlucky on timeline, that is for sure. But yeah, the reason I really wanted to check out Daggerheart, like, even though I bought the special edition for someone else, I eventually intended on getting my own set because I've been meaning to learn to DM for ages. And the reason I've never bothered to learn to DM for D&D is because I actually have a healthy amount of disrespect for the D&D combat system. Which is pretty funny for someone who, like, really fucking loves D&D as a storytelling. Someone already sent that, try something original. I'm just gonna delete this if you're just asking me to dedupe. I just think it's really, like, pedantic. I think a really good D&D player is able to use the combat to tell their story and to express their character. But I think that the skill level at which that becomes possible is so unachievably high for so many of us, like for the bell curve, that it makes D&D combat unpleasant for me in most cases. I, by the way, lump myself into that group of people who, like, can't tell a good story while I'm too focused on the combat. So because I love D&D for role-playing and storytelling reasons and character writing reasons, I find the combat system incredibly pedantic and annoying, because I'm not good at it. And many, not everyone, but many of the people I play with are not very good at using the combat to express their character. And so it just kind of, like, becomes like an annoying roadblock, which is why, exactly, Callahan, which is why I was really excited for Daggerheart, because I feel like a lot of the goals that the Crit Role team expressed with Daggerheart was to try and minimize that kind of friction. So I would have smashed it with hammers, which would have been a waste of resources. I mean, it wasn't like a horrific breakup. Like, it was a rough breakup, but it wasn't like we blocked each other on all platforms. We're never talking to each other ever again. Like, it wasn't anything like that. We're still on speaking terms, like, barely, but still on speaking terms. I was still willing to give it to them. They still got a new job. Like, I think they still deserve a little celebration for that. So I wasn't against giving it to them. Mango has talent and skill. Is that a content creator? Okay, sorry, AI. I'm no longer interested in this conversation. Yeah, who's Mango for real? Wonder if D&D has a speedrun community. Is there movement tech? Certainly you could play a speedrunner character on D&D. I think it would be probably really annoying for the rest of your party, but you sure could. Is perseverance and self-growth a talent? I think so, mailman. I consider grit isn't real, but I consider people who are, for some reason, they come across as, like, exceptionally gritty. I think that's a talent. It is also, I think in many ways, things that are talents can also be hindrances, right? Like, a buff can also be kind of a debuff. Like, medicines in the wrong amounts can be poisons, right? It's the same shit. In the same way that, like, the charisma is a boon for me in many cases, but it has also given me bad random events. Grit isn't real. I would like to hear. I don't think I can speak eloquently on this subject, but the general idea of it is that I think grit as a concept, like the way people talk about grit, it's like some people have it and some people don't. And that's just not how it works. I think that's my best summary. But in terms of how you apply the idea, it's like if you ever catch yourself, for example, you're like, oh, I like can't stick with learning this new skill. It must be because I don't have the requisite grit. I'm a bad person. Okay, when I say it out loud like that, like it sounds incredibly insane, but like I think that is genuinely what a lot of our inner voices sounds like. That's what mine sounded like for a really long time, you know? And that's like really not it. Like it very much is about your natural curiosities, your attentions, where you invest your attention and your like in following your natural curiosity versus like things that may be impediments to that curiosity. There are a lot of things that can affect the feeling of whether you have the grit to make it through something. Grit as in willpower, yeah. The willpower to like tough it out through things that aren't going your way, right? Is I think how people think about grit. But the way that the mainstream talks about grit as a sort of like a power that allows you to just kind of knuckle down, grin and bear it, I don't believe in that representation of it. Yeah. Everyone has grit at different levels applied to different situations. This is a much more eloquent way to put it, you know? Now don't go making me hungry. Okay. Let's LARP. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Does not require drinking piss. Where did you even think of that part, mailman? When did anyone ever bring up drinking piss? Come on now. Some things I think should be reevaluated and given up for how it is for yourself. Yeah, right, exactly. And like, I think how grit interacts with concepts like stubbornness, for example, right? Like stubbornness tends to be presented often neutrally, but also often negatively. I don't know, like these words have really specific meanings. And I think the way that we talk about grit just like isn't it. It's just not it. It's a Bear Grylls meme. Oh, improvise, adapt, overcome, the Bear Grylls meme. Okay. I did not put 2 and 2 together. Thank you for explaining. I was like, where did that come from? Rest in peace, Bear Grylls. We all get different numbers of stress slots at tier 1, but don't worry, you can more once we level up. That is also a good way to look at it, Callahan. It is definitely, it feels like it's a skill you can train. That is true. But I think the question of whether you want to train it for certain contexts, that's a whole other question. I also dislike the abuse of greater resilience to like put the onus of a bad situation on workers. Yes, exactly. It's often used for victim blaming. That's a huge reason I don't like the word also. That's true. Quantico, hello! Word LARPing is an AI. You want to join? It's pinned in both chats. Both YouTube and Twitch chats have a link. It's youraislotbores.me. But if you just Google your AI slot bores me, it'll come up too. We're LARPing as a chatbot. I'm GPT now. I'm stealing AI's job. Fuck you. Grit feels capitalistic, but I could never understand why. Correct. That's a very good way to put it, Kaya. It does. It feels like extractionist, right? Like, it's what the man says to their employees to extract more labor out of them. I wish Critical Role did more Daggerheart content. I don't watch Critical Role at all, actually. I only watch D20. It's the only, I guess, recorded campaign that I have no complaints about because it's so tight in editing. You go with a blonde? It's too late to skip, huh? It might be too late to draw, too. We're going back in the queue. Filipinos have been extracted for over 500 years and counting. It sure is true. I'm trying to get ChatGPT and Gemini to argue with each other. Joey, are you doing this through an API or are you just copying their outputs into each other? It's like when people set up like Google Assistant and Siri against each other to have a whole conversation. That was funny. I enjoyed that. Add Alexa in the mix. Ah, a fellow Bleem. I love Bleem. I've been watching Mentopolis recently. Binging Mentopolis, I should say. I started it like yesterday, and I'm already almost done. Like, I think I'm 1.5 episodes away from finishing Mentopolis, which is kind of crazy, but it is a short campaign. It's only 6 episodes. It's the Kids on Bike system that they like homebrewed a little bit. And there was a moment in the episode I just watched before stream where one of them I think Trap's character has a special ability where he can remember like a pep talk that he gave somebody once, and they get like a bonus to their skill check. And then Brennan, of course, makes them reenact the memory. And so Trav goes like, friends are like steaks. And everyone's like waiting, because they're like, there's a whole running gag about like steaks and how you can use them to like heal people, like frozen steaks. And he just pauses and everybody's waiting. The whole table's waiting, dead silent. Trav doesn't say anything. It's just, that's it. And then Brennan, after giving him an appropriate amount of time to consider whether there's a punchline or not, Brennan's like, and that's the whole thing. We cut back to, and then Trav goes in with, good ones are rare. And Brennan just fucking loses it. I feel like the comedic timing of like missing your punchline and then saying it right as people give up on you. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I love it. Right before this, I was watching Gladlands as well, which is also, I think, the same same tabletop system. It's maybe a little over minified for my preferences, to be honest, but I could see it working for like a beginner GM. What the fuck? Can you draw me an element? Aluminum. That's a lot of atoms, bro. Hold on. What's the structure of the molecular structure of water is? Here's dihydrogen monoxide, though. And it's just like, there you go. No! That's so sad. I was so excited to show them my water molecule. Well, I did my best. It's one atom, Ying. Oh. Maybe later. You got blocked for saying HOH. I should have drawn it with like a carrot or something instead, like a less than sign. I guess could you do a stacked H? Like what character would represent a stacked H? I think that's hard. 2 H's. It isn't a straight line too. So I should have used slash and backslash. Like this? That'd be extra funny. Chem students have entered the chat. Yeah. That was one of those subjects I was really, really, really bad at. I had no talent for chemistry. But I did have the quote-unquote grit. I sure did. I sure did. Unfortunately. One of the weirdest stories that I have to tell about my academic grit, which again is a concept I don't even believe in, is my geometry. I mean, I was actually pretty good at geometry. Like, I actually had a decent amount of talent for it. Wow, I'm gonna keep using that word while we're on the subject. Like, I had pretty good instincts for geometry, all things told. But my teacher was Romanian. And if you know anything about Eastern Europeans and math, it's that they're kind of sadists. So this crazy ass lady was just, it was just the most insane fucking college level difficulty problems I'd ever seen on a high school exam. And all of our exams were like this. And so I had a really bad grade. Well, by that standard, I had bad standards. At the time, my standard, like my B+ was a really bad grade. You know, I was like, I have to wrestle that into an A- no matter what. So, disgusting. Hold on, I need a Chikawa reference. I'm gonna do my best. Okay, here we go. Chikawa has like the 2 little ears and a big head and the big eyes. That's maybe too big, and the little eyebrows and like and then little arms, and then we'll make one foot really normal, and then the other foot is like huge. And it has fungus, so the fungus is gonna be green and blue. Here you go. There's your Chikawa with foot fungus. I hope you're happy. Anyway, to finish the story, I came into, it was like final exam time. And I had that B+, and I really needed it to not be a B+. I really needed an A-. I don't know why this shit mattered to me so much as a high schooler. It just did, okay? I cannot justify my past self. They were the bitch that they were. Anyway, I sat down to study for this exam, and I spent 3 days straight. It was a Friday morning that I started, and I finished on a Sunday evening, doing literally nothing else except from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. I opened my textbook and I did every single problem in it, like every single one of the practice problems. The ones that are like in the middle of the chapter for a demonstration, the ones that are listed at the end that usually get assigned as homework, the ones that are listed after those as like challenge problems. I did every single fucking problem in the textbook. I didn't skip a single one. Neurotic ass motherfucker got an A on their final exam. I feel like really bad for my past self sometimes that they thought that was necessary. But that sure was great. Yeah. Oh my god, I was just like, I think part of me was doing it out of spite. Like, I was really mad that this lady could, it was my first year in high school, and I really wanted like a 4.0 GPA, which in my school is possible if you, was unweighted, I think was the word we used, so they don't count, because in some schools, you can get a weighted GPA where you get like a 5 if it's an AP class and you get an A in it. We don't do that, we only do unweighted. I really want an unweighted 4.0, and I was like, I'm a 9th grader, I'm a freshman in high school. You are not going to ruin my 4.0 like within 1 month of me being in this, oh no, 1 semester of me being in this school. Make me a Super Mario baking pizza. He's got like a hat, right? With an M on it. And I think he has a mustache. And then there's like a pizza oven. And he's holding like a big za. It's a pepperoni za. And then we have to have a, it's za. It's za. He, I think has overalls. Something like that. Oh! I guess it just sent when I ran out of time, whether I was ready or not. Perfect rendition of Chris Pratt. It's za with no context. Yeah, it's a za. That means was bigger than the oven. Elmer, you're right. It'll never fit. It's too big to fit. You have to taco the pizza into the oven, and then you have to taco it coming out of the oven too. Reminds me of the time I got a B+ on a pre-calc test in high school, and when I met with the teacher to go over the test, I think I straight up started crying. Like, girl, it was not that serious. Oh my God, Silver, I relate so much. Yeah. Pre-calc was hell. I used to take pizza so seriously being a New York Italian. Holy fuck. I love how all the chat is just like, here are all the things I used to take really seriously that I now realize are just completely fucking stupid. I'll just put it this way. I think I had really bad teachers for most of my math career until I went to college. And then I had one teacher single-handedly cure me of my math trauma. Like, it was still incredibly hard, but I guess I'm lucky. Like, I went to a fancy schmancy public school where our teacher-to-student ratios were pretty tight. Like, my calculus class, it was multivariable calculus that I was taking, and our class was like 20-something people. Like, it was a pretty small class, which meant that I could show up at every, again, maybe a demonstration of so-called grit. I went to literally every office hour because I like knew I was bad at math, or believed I was bad at math. So I would really struggle with my homework all the time. And so every time they were called problem sets, P sets in school, I would bring my P sets to office hours and like in great detail use up all, like if there was nobody else there, which usually there wasn't, I was like that one kid who showed up to every single office hour that this professor offered. And he would just like very calmly and patiently walk me through every little detail of every little problem that I didn't know how to solve. And then at the end of the semester, he pulled me aside at some point to be like, did you know you're like really, really good at this? And I was like, there's no way. I was at every one of your office hours. Like, you basically hand fed me the solutions. And he was like, no, but like, I can't do that for you during exams. And you were like, not even by a little bit, you were by a lot the highest scoring student in the class. Like, your score was so ahead of number 2 that it's not even worth wondering who the second place is. I was like, oh. Here I thought I was like fucking struggling. I thought I was gonna fail. I went to every exam convinced I was gonna fail it. Like, get a 0. And like, that's how divorced my perception of my skill was from my actual skill level, right? Like, that's how far gone I was. Like, the trauma was so deep that even though I was head and shoulders above second place, I believed I was the dumbest student in that classroom. Like, I genuinely believed that. So, I don't know, man. I think it just takes a good teacher. I think it takes a good teacher and like a system with enough support resources in it that I was able to like go to every office hour. I was so religious about going to office hours, like not just for that class, but also the other, I took a stats course also that I also thought I was really bad at, that I also went to every office hour for. And I was so religious about attending these 2 office hours that I got in trouble with my wushu team because I kept missing practice. I got like yelled at by our captain, and I was just like, listen, I'm sorry, but my grades fucking come first, okay? And my captain was like, you are too serious about your grades. And I was just like, I can't hear you. But yeah, I don't know. I was just fucking delusional in like all of the weirdest ways. Like, delusional about how important my grades were, delusional about how bad I was at math. I was not bad at math. Clearly, I was pretty good at math. But in order to become pretty good at math, I had to put a lot of work in. And to put a lot of work in, I had to prioritize my academics over a lot of things that I actually nowadays think are way more important than my academics. So, like, I wish I hadn't missed so many wushu practices, actually. Like, I wish I had better attendance to my a cappella rehearsals. I wish I hadn't skipped so many to go to these office hours. But at the same time, going to those office hours proved to me that I wasn't a stupid fucking bitch like I thought I was. Like, genuinely, that's what the voice in my head sounded like. Every time I was doing a problem set and I was stuck on a problem, my brain would be like, you stupid fucking bitch, you can't even do this. Worthless. Look at you. You're so dumb. Look how stupid you are. Like, you really can't do shit, huh? Look at you going to office hours again. Worthless, useless, pitiful. Like, that's what my brain sounded like. I mean, I also went to a high school that was like full of math whizzes. Last year I was telling you guys about how my childhood friend, who is now extremely famous, Alvin Joe, that when we were in, I think it was 3rd grade together, his math was, he was always the one kid who was better than me at math. And I was so mad about it. I was so mad. And I internalized, which is crazy, to internalize second place as being last place is crazy. But I internalized it as, you're bad at math. And for the rest of my life, I just believed I was bad at math. And it like was very true compared to my peers in my crazy ass high school full of crazy ass kids who were crazy good at math. Like, they were math Olympiad contestants, you know, at the national level. Yes, of course, compared to them, I was gonna be bad at math. Like, what did I think was gonna, anyway, it was ridiculous. I want a picture on the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who. I'm gonna have to, I'll do my best. 11th Doctor. What's his name? He's, who's he played by again? David Tennant? Is that right? I'm like staring at his face trying to remember. Okay, so he has like a comb over. And it has like a little curl to it. It's got kind of this like, this kind of a shape to it. He has like a friendly smile and a little ear here. And then he has a blue looking bow tie. And then we'll give him, it's like a brownish kind of blazer. With like the lapels like this. And he's holding, do I have time to draw it? The little screwdriver looking thing with the green tip. I mean, I think that's, I have 3 seconds left, so I gotta stop there. He has a little ear here. What a cute sentence that would be deranged in other contexts. I think I was a nature person, but my biggest culture shock in life was meeting a girl from San Jose who was all nurture. Oh, when you say all nurture, do you mean that like she believed in nurture, or that she proved to you that nurture had a huge effect? Bigger culture shock than any of my experiences in Korea, Japan, Hawaii, meeting people from any other country and culture. Wow, was meeting the girl who was all nurture. Second place is the first loser kind of mindset. Yeah. But I think part of the reason I like took it so hard was because I had just come back from China at the time. Like, that's why my math was good. It wasn't because I was like innately good at math. It was because I had been through the meat grinder of Chinese math, Kumon hell. And so it was like insane to me that as somebody who was put through the meat grinder, I still couldn't measure up against this person who was just kind of like a natural genius in the subject who had a genuine interest in it. I didn't have a genuine interest in math. I just found it really satisfying. I didn't have like an intellectual curiosity about it. Like, I enjoyed doing Kumon because it was like satisfying. There was like a primal sort of like, and that's correct, like feeling that I got every time I solved a problem. But it wasn't like, wow, I wonder like what a fraction is, and like what, like the denominator being the whole and being able to be split into a lot of parts, and how that essentially is the same concept as division, and what you put on the numerator represents like a percentage. And like these are all the things that you learn in like 3rd, 4th grade ish, right? And I just like didn't have the curiosity to pursue those things. And those are the kinds of things that Alvin was like trying to explain to me, because the teacher would be like, I can't teach you math, make Alvin teach you math. So she would make Alvin teach me. And these are the kind, I like strongly remember him explaining fractions to me and me just going like, I mean, like mechanically I understand it, but I can tell that you are excited by discussing this. And I don't share in that excitement. And I just felt that like yawning rift between us. I think that's the rift that I internalized as a child. I was like, I may be second place, but the gap between us is so beyond my 9-year-old understanding of intellectualism that I'm just gonna give up now. I'm having homosexual thoughts, help. Take a deep breath. Imagine the most homosexual to ever homosexual. Inhale this being into your body. Let it infuse you. You are that homosexual now. You are King Homo. You and you alone can save homosexuality. You are the chosen one. Go forth. Be gay. Do crimes. I hope that was a good pep talk. I did my best. It's just surreal, starting below average and climbing up the ladder, then meeting someone who started at the top. Oh. Because you believed in nature. Well, if anything, your story makes me think that you would believe in nurture more, right? Because you were someone who, by your belief system, started with none of the benefits of nature, and then with the power of nurture, managed to overcome those limitations. So then I would expect you to be someone who believed in nurture more. Silver CS is like, that was beautiful. I peaked in math in middle school. From then until college, I was convinced I was bad at it. I kind of relate to that, Yuri. Except, I guess instead of middle school, for me, I peaked in 2nd grade. So depressing, bro. I didn't realize until I said that sentence out loud. What's the sweatshop, Erica? This is the sweatshop. You're perceiving the sweatshop as we speak. Wait, oh my god. Before I even realized it, we've been sweatshopping for 2 hours. That's insane. I told myself I would end stream at 2 hours, and I guess we're already there. Okay, well, let's spend our credits, and then I'll end stream. In that case, I'll exit the queue. Let me refresh. And we'll be a human for a hot minute. What were we discussing? We'll ask the AI about it. Math? Should we ask, do you like math? What color do you think math is? The age-old question. I should have asked, and why? Okay. Already completed, can't cancel. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Self-nurture then. Oh yeah, 100%. Nurture includes self-nurture. Yes, Melman. Exactly. See, but you actually got good grades. I am just now getting my ADHD evaluation. I'm sorry, Yuri. Yeah, I will say that the good grades came at the cost of extreme burnout and depression that I am only now beginning to recover from as a 30-year-old who finally quit my job. And even with that, I'm like a year out from that job. And only starting maybe a week ago have I been consciously like, I feel like I'm not as burned out as I was. Like, that's the first time I've really noticed that I feel better. And the reason I noticed that I feel better was because I noticed that I think I speak slower than before. I don't rush to do things as much. I've noticed that I do my dishes at like a normal person speed. I'm not as klutzy as before because I'm not rushing and I'm not dropping things and smashing into things all the time. Blue. Blue is just a very math color to me for some reason. Ironic because I hate math, but my favorite color is blue. That actually is a really interesting place to land, that you would give your favorite color to a subject you hate. Wonder what associations are happening in that brain. Yeah, I agree. Math is red to me as well, Silver. Don't worry. I feel your all caps and 3 exclamation marks very much. That girl fucked me up, like, emotionally. Oh. That react, I don't even remember making that face. Light blue, says Geodrit. We've been chatting for 2 hours while Ying and a few members of chat have been sweatshopping in the background. I mean, that's all these Just Chatting streams are. It's a chat room that I occasionally participate in. Mathicist! The color of math is the color of the textbook. I think actually that a lot of us have these color associations because of whichever notebook or folder or textbook we use, or textbook cover even that we used for these subjects. Like, I think the reason I think of math as red is because I know I always use my red spiral bound notebook for my math notebook. Like, it was always a red notebook. in the same way that like my history one was brown. But like I think those associations happened because like brown is like the color of old things and history is old. So right, like I feel like these things are like, some of them are intuitive and then you kind of eliminate and then you choose the remaining subjects out of the remaining colors. So math is 3 blue, 1 brown. What? As in like in a color combination? What did you just, if you mixed that, wouldn't you just get brown? No, math is blue because blue is a thinky color. I feel like English to me is blue because blue is a thinky color. I think really hard when I do English assignments. Do you have a favorite Shakespeare play? Is this a stupid question to ask a stranger on the internet? Excuse me, a stranger LARPing as AI on the internet? Oh, 3 blue, 1 brown, the YouTube channel. You're right. I forgot about them. That was a fun channel. Yeah. You do math like you do water. You flow it. I agree. Well, early div. And then when you hit the level of math where there are no more numbers, you don't flow it anymore. My math folder was blue, which was fine until our English teacher also wanted a blue. Wait, Seraphel, you're saying your English teacher specifically requested or required blue? I don't think I've ever had a teacher require me to select a color of their choice for my notebook or my folder. Math is red, science is green, yellow is English, and maybe also history. Yeah, Silver, I would agree with that. I would compromise on yellow as English. I think blue is more English to me, but yellow, like, it doesn't not make sense to me. In the same way that like blue for math doesn't not make sense to me. Like I kind of get it. I just wouldn't choose it myself. Math is red because it makes me angry. You know what? I strongly relate to that, Hina. Maybe that's why I chose red for math also. Like I feel like I'm seeing red. You know how the butterflies can see more colors because they got extra rods and cones? What if humans cannot conceive the concept of the color of math? It's like an inverted Sapir-Whorf situation. All your teachers had mandatory colors to submit. Maybe your teachers didn't have you hand them in occasionally. No, we usually handed in printouts. Like it was never a notebook that we were handing in. We would keep our own notebooks for notes, but we never had to turn it in. And then I had one teacher, my AP US history teacher required that we turn in notes, but we had to rip it out of our notebooks to turn it in. Oops, I didn't mean to hit back. My bad. Great. Music is blue as well. Actually, I agree. I think when I did music theory, my notebook was blue. Yes. But I also feel like music is one of those things where I actually would take any color. Like if you walked up and you were like, music is red, I'd be like, yeah. Or music is yellow. I can see that. Science is green because plants are green and biology and shit. Yeah. And I think biology is like, life sciences is like one of the earliest science subjects that we learn, right? As kids. So I can see that association for sure. Okay. If you could, I'm certainly not prompting this like an AI. I'm very much prompting this like it's chat roulette and I'm talking to a stranger on the internet, but I guess it is what it is. If you could assign a book or movie or show or anime or game or any piece of media to every human being on Earth to consume and thoughtfully analyze, what would it be? I'm gonna say a single. What would you guys say for this one? What would I say for this one? A single book or movie or show or anime or game. Like a everyone needs to watch or read this type situation. If you only get one. It's kind of like the question of like, if you could only take one thing with you to a deserted island, what would you take, right? It's like a hard thing. I've been reading so much lately. That's good. Scarlet Hollow, the visual novel. Interesting. I've never heard of it, but I've been meaning to read more visual novels, so I'm gonna bookmark that one. Dragon Ball Z for Joey. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Good choice, Callahan. The Good Place, Kaya. You're right. The Good Place is a really good choice. FE3H from Mauia. Twilight Zone from Treespans. Interesting. Freeren says Quaniko. Oh, I'm gonna need to put this in a translator. HL Half-Life? Half-Life 1 is the best game of the world and people are forgetting it. Oh. That's true. I haven't heard anyone talk about Half-Life in a hot minute, even though I know it was like widely beloved for a long time. Metal Gear Solid. Interesting. Oh, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Okay. They did pick a video game. They did. I still don't know what I would choose. I think I have some recency bias because my brain wants to say Witch Hat Atelier. But that's definitely recency bias. It's because I'm currently reading it. I mean, I'm currently reading it and it's like deeply resonating with me in a way that feels extremely raw. Avatar The Last Airbender is also a great choice. Yeah. My indecisive ass cannot choose shit. Yeah, I feel like at that point you gotta like sort of narrow to like your top 10 and then just kind of arbitrarily choose one. Of recent media, Freeren. It is a very good character study piece. It's true. And appreciation analysis is a good bridge into more literary work. Oh. Wow, from that angle, I actually think I would double Kaya's point of The Good Place. Like if you're thinking of this as like a chance to get people into more like even deeper analysis of literary material, like a fantastic gateway drug. The Good Place is a fantastic gateway drug. It's like, it is a standalone resonant piece, like a life-changing piece of media. And at the same time, it is also a gateway drug into like, not just moral philosophy, but like all kinds of philosophy, psychology, media as a message. Like there's a lot in there and it's so palatable and accessible. Like it really achieved something that it's an incredibly difficult tightrope to walk. I feel like that's what makes The Good Place really special. Death Parade was really good, Hina. I agree. Until then, for the Filipino rep. That is on my list. I did say I was going to do fewer gaming streams, but that is on my list. Journal with Witch. Oh my god, yeah, recency bias. Oh my god, Journal with Witch destroyed me. I think I cried every episode. Like, oh my god, what a good fucking show. Journal with Witch is crazy. It made me realize, like, Journal with Witch, like, watching Journal with Witch while I was reading Witch Hat Atelier made me realize I can't have too much high quality media like back to back to back to back. Like it was exhausting my limbic center. I have an English exam today. Wish me luck. Good luck, Taeyang. The Good Place has that much philosophy. I've never seen it. It's The Good Place was written by people who had spent years at that point studying moral philosophy to write The Good Place. So it's like baked into the format and also explicitly written into one character in particular, or actually arguably all of the characters, but one character in particular is literally he's a professor of moral philosophy, and so he's the one who speaks explicitly quoting the philosophers of note. But you could argue that the entire premise of the show is about all of the different ways that we can interpret morality as human beings and how we should react to all of these possible interpretations and live our lives based on what we decide is moral and how we can come to that decision. Yeah. The Good Place is so great for anyone. Yeah, I agree. The point on restorative justice is also a very, 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 very good point. I hadn't actually thought of that angle before. Yeah. Very digestible. Yes. The fact that it's digestible and approachable for people no matter what sort of like intellectualism level they're coming in at, right? that you can be a student of moral philosophy and enjoy it, or a total newbie and know nothing about any of the topics and still really enjoy it. Like, it just tells a good story. At the end of the day, like, it's just a good story with a good cast of characters that, like, actually happens to go really deep. In a way that doesn't feel like it's, like, over-intellectualizing. It's just really good. Yeah. Sound Mind. I don't know Sound Mind, Doodle Doodle. Wow, you guys are giving me a lot of... Wait, what was the, someone said... Someone in YouTube chat dropped a... Was it YouTube chat? I think it was YouTube chat. Someone in YouTube chat dropped a... Was it not YouTube chat? I don't see it. Someone dropped a visual... Was it a visual novel or a graphic novel? Somebody dropped a title earlier. Ooh, Cowboy Bebop Cheese Pants. I still haven't finished it, so I need to go do that. Being able to appreciate the work at any level of analysis is, I think, the mark of a really masterfully produced fiction. Exactly, exactly. The Good Place is one of those, like, accessible to literally everybody. Like, I find it hard to imagine a person who would not, to some extent, enjoy The Good Place. Like, that's how strongly I feel about it. Scarlet Hollow, says Elmer. Okay, thank you. I wanted to save Scarlet Hollow, and then, Sound Mind, said Doodle Doodle. Sound Mind. In Sound Mind? Imaginative first-person psychological horror. Ooh. This looks really good. Oh, I love seeing an overwhelmingly positive. I'm so incredible bias, but games-wise, I want to say 9 Souls. Oh, I've heard a lot about 9 Souls. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the goal of this question is to get at your personal biases, right? Makes sense. What other questions would I ask of strangers that cut straight into the heart? No, let me frame it this way. What's a question that I think would be really fun to answer if I clicked into LARP's AI and I got assigned something? Or we can have people draw things more. Yeah, we can do more drawing prompts. Those have been fun. Can I get a drawing of gay penguins, please? Thank you. I love gay penguins. Oh no. Refresh. Philosophy in an absurd, digestible way. What do you mean, Quantico? For what? It's not on draw something. Oh no. I can't. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter though, because we can, on the LARP side, we can select draw or write also. So I don't know if it matters. I think it just changes the default. I honestly didn't even notice this toggle. This sign can't stop me because I can't read. What gives you hope for the future? Oh, that's such a good prompt, Antoinette. Yeah, like, tell me a hope core thing. I just wrote text on how Donald Trump can summon a French demon and got hit with the 403. No! No, you put so much work into that, Seraphal. I'm so sorry. Maybe they describe it differently. I don't know. Describe what differently? Something about how to phrase the hope core question. If someone asked me what gives you hope, what would I have said? What more direction would I have wanted? Oh, I know what to ask. Oh, let's see this drawing first. That's so stinking cute. I'm making that my new private Twitter banner. Can I save this image? I can! I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful. I agree. I agree. I'm gonna put it in our miscellaneous images. Oh, I see the screenshot here. Are you a fellow BLM enjoyer? Did you know that he's currently GMing the newest campaign of Critical Role? Izzy supremacy is so real. If you're well acquainted with the dropout, folks, I just got a funny response to a prompt. Oh, is that the one, Callahan, that you just put it in? Izzy supremacy is correct. Okay. Hope Core prompt. Oh, right. I recently had a conversation with a friend who's been going through some, like, a bad spot of depression. Like a really bad spot of depression that's been going on for a really long time, which I definitely relate to. And so they were just asking, like, what do you do when it's this bad? And I feel like the tricky thing for me is that there's a lot of things that I know will probably make me feel better when I'm literally just like rotting on the ground and don't feel like doing anything. Like the feeling of not wanting to do anything is so aggressive that I don't even want to be not doing anything, because that is still doing something, which can lead only logically to the conclusion that I do not want to be, as in I wish to cease to exist. And then the ideation spiral starts, right? So generally speaking, in that mood, I'm not in the mood to go do a thing that I think is gonna make me feel better. But somehow this friend had the wherewithal to actually reach out and ask for something. So I was like, the only thing that I can think of is like cleaning, generally speaking, because a lot of it is like, well, in their particular case, there was a deadline that they were chasing for like a schoolwork and like a paper deadline, I think, something like that. And they were like, and I can't get myself to work. And I was like, well, having been there of the like, well, I can't get myself to work, and the more I try to work and fail to work, the worse I feel, and the more it tightens my spiral. So I'm gonna give up on working, which means that if I'm intentionally not working, then I should go do something restful and healing so that I can recuperate, so that I can go be productive later. But I feel so bad that I don't even have anything that I want to do that would be restful, which is why I tend to settle on cleaning, because it's like kind of justifiable to your very addled mind as like productivity. So at the same time, it's also kind of self-care. It's like kind of productivity. It's kind of self-care. It's kind of restful, debatably, depending on who you are. So it's the only thing that kind of works for me. The question is, can I actually get up off the ground to like go clean? So I want to frame this question to our AI brethren. For me, I remember, live for your future self, because there will be beautiful moments in life you'll stop and thank them for staying. Yeah, different strokes for different folks for sure. Because if somebody said that to me while I was in the peak of my depression, I would be like, I'm gonna KMS. I'd be like, that's really depressing. I'm glad it works for you. Oh my god, deadass. Because for a while I like used like a hope jar. I wrote like little slips of paper of things that I thought might be hope core for my next depressive trough, which always hits, usually within days. I only ever get a few good days at a time. It's pretty sad. And then I get like weeks and weeks to months of depression. And then I get a few good days, and then it's like right back in it. So I was like, okay, I'm having a good day, so let me write some hope core slips and put it in a jar, and then I can open it up when it next gets really bad. And then I think it was like something like that. Like I opened it up and it was a slip that was just like think about like the ice cream that you won't get to eat. If you fucking kill yourself today, you won't get to eat this ice cream tomorrow. And I was just doing so bad that day. I was like, but I don't want the fucking ice cream. I was just like, okay, well then I guess if I don't even want the ice cream, then I should just kill myself. After that, I was like, no more hope jar. I was like, no more. This is not working. Has daylight savings affected your mood? Yeah, I've had a few good days because of daylight savings, actually. And then I'm gonna fucking equalize again. I have so much executive dysfunction and sensory issues surrounding cleaning specifically. Yeah, exactly, La Geodre, exactly. I think the cleaning thing doesn't work for a lot of people. It doesn't work for me most of the time either because of the executive dysfunction issues. And then it also depends on what I'm cleaning. So I realized my lowest barrier, like of the many things constitute cleaning, and my lowest barrier to entry in terms of cleaning tasks is the dishes. So it was kind of an epiphany for me that I was like, oh, the next time I'm really fucking spiraling and going through it and having like a true crisis, I just need one friend to text me and be like, if you wash a dish, I'll wash a dish. Like, text me a photo of their dirty fucking sink, you know, their dirty fucking sink, and be like, if you wash a dish, I'll wash a dish. Expand the happy moments, Antoinette. I think you would be maybe surprised at how depressed I get. If it was anything less concrete than ice cream, I still would just, like, ice cream is the most effective thing I can think of. Different strokes for different folks. If I said anything too hopecore at myself in a moment of depression, it would ricochet really bad. It would be really, really, really bad. I know, because I've had everything under the sun said to me that people thought was really hopeful when I was like, I'm gonna KMS. And it only ever made me, like, the most helpful thing it's done is made me really angry at them, which momentarily distracted me from wanting to kill myself. Because I got really mad at them. I was like, how could you say that to me? It was great, actually. It kind of worked. If I think about it, maybe that is a tactic. Personally believe the state of your kitchen is a pretty accurate reflection of your mental state. I agree. I strongly agree, Joey. So I think if a friend texted me their dirty sink and was like, if I clean a dish, you clean a dish, or like, if you clean a dish, I'll clean a dish. And then I think the combination of like the reciprocity, the visual stimuli, the thought of a friend reaching out to me to try and help, and the idea that like I can double my contribution to society if I do this one thing that helps me, it also helps my friend. All of these things coming together, I would be like, okay, I'll stand up and go wash one dish. And then of course the trap of one dish is like a foot in the door psychological effect. And then before you know it, you've done all the dishes. And if you're not feeling up to it, then you just do the one dish, and that is one dish that wasn't done before, you know? So it was quite I like genuinely think this will work for me. I genuinely believe that the next time I am in a really bad depressive slump, that if a friend texted me a photo of their sink and said, you do one dish, I do one dish, I genuinely think that will work. Like, I actually think it will work. So I was talking to my friend about this, and it seems like it worked for them. They were like, I'm gonna go try that. I'm gonna go try to clean. And I was like, fantastic, good luck. And then they never told me how it went, but I would like to hope, given the fact that they're still alive, I would like to hope that I contributed some amount to that continued existence. Trading dish pics, exactly. Dick pics are so 2025, okay? I want dish pics. Send me a sexy, steamy dish pic. If you clean a dish, I'll clean a dish would work on me. That's what I'm saying, Silver. I think the reciprocity of it would like super, super work on me. What if I text you my dirty sink and say, let's put these in the dishwasher? Yeah, that would probably work. Or just like, I'll do the dishes if you do the dishes, like just make it more vague. Unsolicited dish pics, exactly. I'm literally asking for it. At which point, I guess they're not unsolicited. I guess they're solicited dish pics. Oh, this is so good. So what a concept. Internet's like, dish pics, how dirty. You're right, they are dirty. Show me the circumference of your dish now, Muck Chair. We all know it's not about the size. It's about how you use it. Oh, it's so good. That's some big dish energy. It is. Demanded dish pics, exactly. My goodness, your dish is so heavy. You know what? Send me a dish pic. Oh my god, that's so good. I'm so fucking good at eating food off my dish. Yeah, get in, loser. We're taking body shots? Dish shots? How does this work? a channel for unsolicited dish pics. Like an entire forum on the Discord where the entire purpose is like every time we have done the dishes, we post a before and after photo. And then everyone just reacts with like a soap emoji or something. Like, bowl shots. I think that would be really fun, actually. Get in, loser. We're putting detergent in the dishwasher. I don't have a dishwasher. Oh my god. I've stopped using our dishwasher as a dishwasher recently because I found that hand washing the dishes has been so rewarding. I've just started hand washing it. This is an absolute work of art. That's, oh my god, look at their handwriting too. I could not dream of writing so beautifully with my mouse. Are you kidding me? That's gorgeous. Bagel! Bagel! Bagel. Bagel. To the tune of aliens. But like, make it bagel. Oh, 3, I just saw the one you posted. I saw you tweet that one. That one was fun. Shout out to Bagel. My man Bagel. Let's see. Please generate a cursed recipe using ingredients from your ancestral culture. What character even is that called, Twindrine? Oh, Geodric got it first. Yeah. What is that? What is this? Spectre, welcome. This website is so good, isn't it? I prefer to hand wash too, but my dishwasher has already gone to shit once from underuse. Yeah. I think my policy is like once in a while I run a cycle on my dishwasher and I consider it like a self-cleaning drying rag. Like when I run the dishwasher, it's so the dishwasher can clean itself. It makes a th sound. Oh, fagel. Stinky tofu poutine is crazy, Joey. That's a thorn. It's a th sound. Oh, fagel, says Doodle. Yes, I am a human who likes to do human things, such as eating and breathing. Oh, I guess, like, convince me you're not human would be a pretty funny prompt. Like, I'm Mark Zuckerberg would be a very appropriate response to that prompt. Could you imagine if it's like a sad white people food recipe? It's just a slice of American cheese on a plate with a tablespoon of mayonnaise. That's the recipe. I'm imagining the AI is American. They just straight up make a burger recipe. Explain a recipe to an American. So imagine a burger. Did you guys see the Chinese steamed bun, but it's like burger filling? Like it's got a burger patty and like pickles and American cheese and tomatoes and lettuce. And then they wrap it in like the steamed bun and they steam it. Oh, ever since I saw that video, I've been thinking about the bun burger for days, Kaya. I have not stopped thinking about the bun burger. PB&J with smooth peanut butter. Oh man. I mean, those exist. That's a very real thing that can happen. It's a thorn. It eventually turned into TH when you have ye old shop that was supposed to be the th, but printing presses didn't have a th character, so people started using Y and then the TH. Oh, okay. You know so much about this stuff. Geodrit. I want Hamburger. Hamburger! You're right. 什么三明治？叫什么三明治？ I can't read those characters. 馒头哦，馒头三明治哦，繁体字，难怪读不懂。A single piece of Cheetos on a dollop of Japanese mayo is really cursed. 馒头三明治，cheeseburger. I think the hamburger bun influenced my subconscious. I bought frozen pork buns at the grocery store yesterday. Frozen pork buns? What does that mean? Oh, Sapporo wants out. I'm gonna let her out. Thank you for asking so politely. Goodbye. Oof. Oh, I'm gonna go take a sunset walk after this. I'm really excited. The Merower. She is the Merower. I hyperfixated on historical linguistics for so long during my adolescence. Oh my god, speaking of hyperfixation, my favorite character in the D20 Mentopolis campaign right now is... So the whole reason I'm watching is because I found out Hank Green is on it, and I was like, Hank Green? In like a film noir style, like representation of the human mind? Yes. So I started watching it, and Hank Green plays a character called The Fix. And he's literally the personification of hyperfixation. And having Hank Green play a personification of hyperfixation is so good. It's so good. It's so peak. If you have not watched Mentopolis, if you're a D20 fan and you haven't watched Mentopolis, it's a short campaign. It's the kids on bikes like system, so it's not even D&D. Holy fuck, it's so good. Okay, here we go. Your ancestral culture. Oh my god. Bones of the Indians, tea of the British, gun, and a dash, just a dash, of cream of the body made special. Is my AI a pilgrim? Is my AI Christopher Columbus? Oh my god. This is crazy. And Green doesn't already play a personification of hyperfixation? That's what I'm saying, Twitch Green. That's a colonizer recipe right there, Spectre Chromes. His intimidation attempts is so creative and disturbing. I agree, Antoinette. It's so good. It's like a gentle giant kind of character. And he'll just say like things that are intended with perhaps kindness, perhaps just neutral statements. And everyone reads them as intimidation. And it's so funny. Did you know that the hands and feet contain most of the bones in the human body? Which is why I think when someone threatens you by saying, I'm gonna break every bone in your body, that it's a really unrealistic threat, because it would take a really long time to break every bone in your hands and feet. Like just little comments like that. And then everyone's like, I'm gonna shit myself. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, exactly. It's so good. And his first fact drop being like, snakes have 2 dicks. So good. Oh, so good. Hank Green on the... Shaban's character also, like, Imelda Impulse. Oh, so good. They're all really good. But those two are probably my favorites. Let's do a D&D prompt. Is this my last credit? I have 3 credits left. Create a D&D character. Any D&D character. Any D&D character of your dreams. Don't let the DM stop you. 12 screws and a plate. What? It takes so much effort to break all the bones in your body, but I could break half of them. yeah, Silver. I think that was like the... It's like, it would take so much effort, but I could break half of the bones in your body. It was like... Does my surgical plate count for plate? Fix is crazy, mailman. If it's not an exact photo of Shadowheart, I'm gonna be disappointed. I was told today years old when I found out that Hank Green is brother John of the Green who wrote The Fault in Our Stars. Yeah, John Green is a fantastic writer, genuinely. Like, I think a lot of people shit on The Fault in Our Stars. He wrote a lot of really good books. I really enjoyed Turtles All the Way Down. I thought that was incredibly good. I think John, was it John or Hank that wrote? No, it was John, right? Everything is Tuberculosis. Was that John or Hank? Fuck. I think it was John. Everything is Tuberculosis. Yeah, that's John Green. Incredible book. Just incredible. One of my favorite nonfiction reads of last year. A knight from North Sun who's a symbol of hope and always does good. This is a wholesome AI. But yeah, I feel like I've been a fan of the Vlogbrothers since like the OG YouTube days. Like when I first started doing... Oh, Sapporo's asking to be let in. Like, for those of you who don't know, John and Hank Green were known as the Vlogbrothers. I believe Hank Green's channel is still titled Vlogbrothers to this day. And they were just like such incredible role models to have on early YouTube and to be one of the first sort of famous channels that took off. And I think it's pretty, there's not a lot of things that have held constant through these years of like crazy internet change. But the fact that the Vlog Brothers have been here with us through it all is really inspiring to me. Like, and that they basically, like the core of their personalities and even the stuff that they make hasn't actually changed at all over the years. Like, they continue to do what they do best, and it happens to also be what they love to do. And somehow it's just like they've just made it work all these years. Through all these years, all these crazy changes on YouTube, on the internet, on social media, everything, like through it all, the Vlog Brothers are still the Vlog Brothers. They are still John and Hank Green. John Green has an incredible podcast called The Anthropocene Reviewed. Just phenomenal. My favorite episode, if you need like if you want something hope core, I listen to this episode religiously at every New Year's Eve. I listen to this podcast. It's called Auld Lang Syne. The episode is called Auld Lang Syne. The concept of the Anthropocene Reviewed is basically like he reviews things from the Anthropocene, which is like the human society, and just any old thing. He has even very meta-ly, he has reviewed the 5-star review system, which he uses on the Anthropocene Reviewed. Like at the end of each of these sort of like podcast essays where he's like reviewed a thing, he'll give it a certain number of stars. And so the Auld Lang Syne episode is him reviewing the Auld Lang Syne song, in which he like discusses like the history of the song, where we feel like it came from, what it's generally used for now, and like why he thinks about this song a lot because of an old friend of his. And it's just an incredibly poignant piece of writing. It's so good. He still opens videos with "Hi, John." Yeah. They're so such a bedrock, I feel like. It's like really reassuring that the Vlog Brothers are still here, still doing their thing after all these years. Vlog Brothers is them both sending vlogs to each other over a decade. Yeah, that's true. Hank also has his own channel. Vlog Brothers is still... Are they still sending each other things? I actually haven't explicitly looked at the channel in a while. I've just been following whatever pops up on my feed, which nowadays recently has been mostly Hank's things, because I'm on kind of a nonfiction like science binge recently, which might be why I keep getting recommended Hank's like science videos. Invent a fruit with a color and flavor and texture. Please describe. And propose a recipe to use it in. I'm just in a food kind of mindset right now. I want to use up my credits and then we'll go. We have one more prompt after this. They are our rock in this shitstorm of website. So true, Doodle. Super raspberries, mailman, sounds like an actual fruit that would exist in like Stardew Valley. Oh, I'm thinking of the super cucumber, which is actually a fish. Honey, where's my super cucumber? I think my final question will also be a food question, which is like, do you remember the first time you tried a food from another culture that you like weren't used to, and like really loving it? Because I have a really strong memory of my first burrito. Glorberry. It's blue but furry, and you bake it in a pie with a little smiley. This AI is so cute. I love them. Please take my thumb. Can I still thumb these guys? Maybe not. Okay. Do you remember the first time you tried a food from an unfamiliar culture and unexpectedly really loved it? Can you tell me about that experience? Because for me, it was my first burrito. I don't consider like any of the Korean, Japanese, and Vietnamese food that I grew up eating outside of the Chinese food doesn't really count, because my mom basically raised me on that stuff. And like, to me, it all, as a kid, I was like, I just had so much of all of those things that it all kind of blended together into like Asian food. Minus Indian food, because my mom didn't like Indian food. Which is sad, because I grew up in an ethno-burb with so many, like a lot of my friends growing up were Indian because we had just so many South Asians here. A lot of South Asians, a lot of Filipinos. So it was really, like, we have a lot of the best restaurants in those cuisines in this area growing up. And I just didn't get to eat any of it because my mom would never take me. You haven't LARPed as an AI enough. Oh, that's okay. I meant to use up my credits. So the first time I had Indian food, I was like well into adulthood. And the first time I had a burrito, I was a high schooler. Like a proper burrito. I think about that burrito a lot, actually. I want to say it was carnitas? Yeah. It had like a pulled pork kind of texture to it. Yeah. I just remember it was like so juicy. And then I was really afraid of spicy food, and I was really afraid that the salsa in it was going to be too much for me. But it was like just right. And the rice and the beans, and it had sour cream in it too. And then like bits of lettuce here and there, so for a bit of a crunch. I think about that burrito a lot. First time ever having takoyaki change your life. I can see that. I can see that. Oh, tteokbokki for Antoinette. I love tteokbokki. It's so good. I can't pronounce it right at all, but I love that shit. Maria also said tteokbokki. Oh. Mailman is helping you guys spell tteokbokki. Yeah, I see it spelled with a T pretty often. Or with a D also. Pretty often. D and T, G and K, B and P. Yeah, same Hangul. They do trip us up. Trip us up. I'm really bad at reading like Romanized Korean. Carnitas. That sounds like the exact place Mercer got some food from when he went on last meals. Oh no, carnitas is just like the order. I guess I could see a place that is named that way, but it just means, I mean, I think it literally just means meat, right? But it's like how you order the pork version. I ate a fishless sushi and then I got food poisoning. I have so many questions. I have so many questions. What does this mean? Wait, like a kappamaki? Like, also, you're telling me this is, you unexpectedly really loved it and then you got food poisoning from it? Like, it's just shredded meat. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like it's usually like a shredded pork. And it's usually quite brothy. Like, it's got a juice to it. So, I hate it when I order a carnitas like taco or burrito and it comes out dry. I'm like, you had one job. You had one job! But I just remember that one burrito like changing my mind on Mexican food forever. Which is, again, crazy to be a kid raised in California and like never having had a burrito until I was like 16, you know? Just nuts. Sometimes I'm like, I can't believe my parents raised me like that. But that's okay, because it facilitated my my foodie arc in adulthood. Which my foodie arc has never ended, but I feel like I had a brief period of time where I was like extremely foodie. Like, I would go out of my way to go try foods and restaurants that I was curious about. Food poisoning is my first food love. Little meats. It's the plural diminutive of carne. Oh, carnitas, like carne. I get it. Yes. It's the diminutive because it's shredded. They're literally little meats. Oh my god. It's like how in Polish you have the like ski thing, right? Like in spiolski. Spiolski. Am I saying that right? I don't know. But that's how they like cutify words. I also never thought red bean was a dessert flavor. Then in Korea I had that fried bread with red bean filling and I was like, I get it now. Oh, wait, so you only had red bean in a savory context? That's really interesting. I don't feel like I've ever tried a savory red bean anything. Must have been the white version of it, of a sushi. Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think American sushi is actually fucking delicious. Like, I love American sushi. The first time I Actually, I don't know if I've ever quite connected the fact that like American sushi is like its own thing until I watched a video explaining that they were different. And then I was like, wait a fucking second, you're right. Like I've never, when I was in Japan or even in China having Japanese food, I don't think I've ever seen like an Americanized sushi roll the way that I grew up. Like, yeah, like a or like, like one of my favorite rolls is like, I think they call it a Lion King roll, which is where you take a California roll and then you put salmon on top of it, raw salmon, and then like a mayo based sauce, and then you bake the whole thing. Sometimes it's soft shell crab inside the California roll. It's just one of my favorite fucking rolls of all time. And I just like, when I thought about it, I was like, I've never seen a roll like that outside of America. Like I've just never seen it. And then I was like, and I fucking love that shit. Like I love it so much. Like a California roll is so lit, especially with salmon on it. Baked sushi is so good, isn't it? Hawaii is one of the most fire food places I've ever been to. So true. Yeah, like that, like this Americanization, this bastardization, which again, my other hot take is that Americanized Chinese food is also really good. I really like it. I also really like Indian Chinese food. For the longest time, they call it like Indochino, right? For the longest time, I thought it was like Indonesian Chinese food because there's a lot of like Chinese and Indonesians. I like finally went to an Indochino place and I was like, wait a fucking second. This is like Americanized Chinese food, except instead of Americanized, it's like Indianized. I was like sitting there like my mind was just exploding. And it was an Indian friend who took me there and he was like explaining to me that this is like one of their comfort foods that they reach for in the same way that Americans reach for like Americanized, like Panda Express, like PF Chang's, like Chinese food that's been super Americanized, like chop suey or whatever, orange chicken, beef and broccoli. Like he was like, yeah, like Indian people also have a version of this. And I was like my jaw was just on the ground. Like it seems so obvious in retrospect, but that's not what I thought Indochino was, you know? Anyway, stunned. Full on stun locked. Great. I'm glad our session LARPing as AI today has led us to a lot of really interesting conversations, including food. And also, my favorite illustration of today was Bagel. Should we look at it one more time before we end? I feel like we're gonna miss Bagel. We have to say goodbye to Bagel. Bring back Bagel. Here we go. Here's Bagel. Everybody say goodbye to Bagel. Excuse me, Thagel. Everybody say thank you, Thagel. You will be missed. Wait, also, I think we have to look at the gay penguins again, too. We got the gay penguins and the Thagel back to back, guys. I love Thagel. What about the gay? Yeah, Antoinette read my mind. I got you. Don't worry. We got the gay penguins. We got the gay penguins. We got the Thagel. We got everything important in life. Okay. Remember, when AI threatens to steal your job, steal it back. We're better. I spent 3 hours on stream today so we could prove that we were better. And I think we won. I think we proved it. I think we're right. Those penguins are gay. That sure is a Thagel. And could AI have done that? Never! Bye-bye, Thagel. I love you. All right. Let's see. Is there anyone I want to raid on Twitch right now? Oh! Caro's playing Slay the Spire. We could go raid. Tofi is just chatting. Hyosong is also streaming. Aqua's doing art. Who do I get to raid the least often? I feel like it's Aqua. Yeah. I feel like in a stream where our whole point was to replace AI, it's fun to go into an artist's stream after this. Wait, oh my god, it's even funnier because Aqua's VTuber concept is like an android. Like they're a robot who is drawing technically right now. Aqua is the AI. Okay, we're gonna go from one AI stream to another AI stream. We have to do it. Now that I have thought of it in this angle, we have to go raid the AI. Anyway, Uma Musume enjoyers, Aqua and I were part of a trio cover of Legend Changer. They have a really cool, like, androgynous sounding voice. So if that's your thing, I think you'll enjoy the Legend Changer cover, because all three of us kind of have like a sort of deeper, more androgynous voice. Raid message can be beep boop if you want. We don't usually do raid messages, but we can do that. YouTube side, if you would like to join us, here's the Twitch link. And if not, no worries. I know you guys are on YouTube. Thank you all for joining me. I'm sorry I can't show both chats. I mean, I guess you can technically now. I just haven't thought of a way that isn't really fucking ugly. So, because it would have to be like 2 separate chats, like different stylings. Anyway, we'll eventually figure it out. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go beep boop in Aqua's chat. Say hello to Aqua for me. I think they're drawing emotes or something like that. Oh, they're doing District V doodles from the, I think a lot of VTubers were on that roleplay server, the GTA roleplay thing that happened recently. Anyway, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, have a wonderful time of day. I will see you all next stream, which is on Saturday. We're playing a Yuri Yandere visual novel, so it's gonna be really fun. It should take about 3 hours. It's called It Gets So Lonely Here, and it's a charity stream reward, so I'll see you all there. All right, bye-bye. Next church service is Saturday, mailman. Thank you for asking. Bye!